We are live at Collectco. The way we use this, sometimes I really don't know if we are or not yet, but I hope we are. I usually know when Craig makes the first comment. Craig's made the first comment, so we're live. We are live and rolling. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. It's Thursday night for Selling Records. And we've got some great stuff to show you. So, Tanner, whenever you have the wait list printed, that would be fantastic. Because about the first stuff I'm going to start showing is stuff that we all have pre-orders for and wait list. It's New Vinyl Thursday. It's usually New Vinyl Friday. And we actually had a big New Vinyl Wednesday last night. A lot of New Vinyl last night, too, to show. It was a lot. So, let's get going. I'm going to go ahead and exchange crates while everybody's getting on. New Vinyl, we got several stuff to go ahead and show you and go over. Big pre-orders. There's some I'm going to have to take a deep breath before I read off names. I'm talking a lot. And we're going to get started, though. All right. Let's see what we got here. Welcome, everybody. This is Thursday night. We're going to have one more sale tomorrow night. Tonight is going to be New Vinyl on sale, Japanese auctions, and surprises, which you never know when it's going to be surprised. So, okay. I'll go ahead and show the first record, which is a restock. We had this the other night. It's Led Zeppelin 1, a deluxe edition, 3 LP set, which is really neat because not only does it contain the first Led Zeppelin album, which is a collection essential, it also includes a 2 LP live show from 1969, October 10th, 1969, Led Zeppelin, and it's pretty much them doing their first album live. It's fantastic. So if you don't have this already, we had 5 or 10 come in last week, and we sold out, and we had no waiting list, but I was like, well, we better grab a few more. So this is Led Zeppelin 1 Deluxe, single disc LP, and then 2 LP live 1969 concert. That is $59.99, triple LP set from Led Zeppelin 1. So that's $59.99. I have 5 of those. One of the more heavily requested artists is right here. Rob Zombie, White Zombie, and this is Astro Creep 2000 from Music on Vinyl. That is $38.99. There's somebody usually every week, and probably if you go through here at the store, usually every day, I could almost say someone's asking for Rob Zombie. So anytime I see them in stock, I get them because we sell the heck out of them. And the originals of these pretty much they're not pricey, but you just don't see them. That's $38.99 for White Zombie Astro Creep 2000. First sale of the night goes to Cameron Nance on the Led Zeppelin 1 Deluxe. I've got 4 of those left. I've got 3 of the Astro Creep 2000s, and here is something I have never had. It's a deluxe version. It's a deluxe version of Black Sabbath Paranoid. $39.99. Deluxe version of Black Sabbath Paranoid. This is the single disc remastered, and then record 2 has bonus tracks, instrumental War Pigs, Paranoid with alternate lyrics, an instrumental of Iron Man, alternate mix of Rat Salad. So that's a 2 LP gatefold of Black Sabbath Paranoid, which, by the way, the single disc version is not available in the US right now. Pretty nice. Deluxe version of Paranoid. Those are $39.99. Tony Murphy wants one, so we've sold a Led Zeppelin and a Black Sabbath. We're off to a good start tonight. Led Zeppelin, speaking of Led Zeppelin, Brandon spinned his RL. Yeah, that's, Brandon, if you'd never heard one of those before, I'm sure you're shocked just like everybody else. That's an amazing sounding record. I played it multiple times before I shipped it out to you. Steve Howe also wants a Black Sabbath Paranoid. We're selling some heavy hitters right now, Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. And guess what's next? Jimi Hendrix. This is just the standard 180 gram, all analog mastering, original 2-track by George Marino, complete original artwork, and it's pressed at QRP. That's Jimi Hendrix RU Experience standard release of that, US version, US cover, just $28.99 on those. Are you experienced? I was sold out of those. I have the, music on vinyl, which are $10 more, but those are very nice there. Okay, other Sabbaths are sold to Tim Holloway. Let's sell one to Cameron Nance, and let's sell one to Aries EMS, which is Paul Brothers. Paul Brothers, thank you. So those Sabbaths are sold. I have 3 Sabbaths left. Sabbath Paranoid. I just showed Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? I've sold enough of those. Surely everybody has one. And the first thing I have a waiting list for tonight is Kate Bush, which these will sell out pretty quick. Hounds of Love is $34.99. Kate Bush. Is there another page to this? No, there it is. The waiting list for Craig Bush was Craig Sweden, Walt Cruz, and Matt Ketchrin. Craig Sweden, Walt Cruz, and Matt Ketchrin. This is Kate Bush, Hounds of Love, which has the song Running Up That Hill. They finally have decided to press some more of them. They're $34.99. Single disc, remastered, Kate Bush. $34.99. That has the song everybody wants. $34.99 on those. T-Rex, 1970. This is part of that series T-Rex is doing. I think they're going back in time because the first one was like 1972. There's 2 that came out this week. This is Mark Bolan, Songwriter, 1970. A vinyl-only intimate series that focuses on the private and creative Mark Bolan with the emphasis on how that affected his songwriting. 18-track selection. Mark Bolan, T-Rex, 1970, $38.99 on that. All right, so we have Dakota on Kate Bush, Ron Phillips, and Steve Howe. Did I say Craig Bush? If I did, I apologize. Kate Bush. There's 3 of those sold. I've got 4 left. 4 left on the Kate Bush is. Craig, Walt, and Matt, I've already got you down for 1. So there's Mark Bolan, T-Rex, 1970, $38.99. And Interpol. So there's some new releases. We're trying to get at least 1 each of every new release that's coming out, and I think this is one of them. Interpol, Our Love to Admire, $36.99. $36.99. Craig Bush. My bad. I was reading Craig's comments probably. Let's see. Mary Jo Everidge also wants a Kate Bush. And what label? It's on Fish People. It says Made in Germany. 2008 copyright sound recorded. It's owned by Noble and Bright. That's Mary Jo's. If anybody else wants one, I've got 3 left. Mark Bolan. And a restock of Aerosmith's Permanent Vacation, which we had a waiting list for. I showed these Tuesday night, I guess. Aerosmith is $38.99. Jason Kenton, Vernon Lehman, Tim Holloway, Bob Riger, Chris Crowley, and Robert Johnson. Jason Kenton, Vernon Lehman, Tim Holloway, Bob Riger, Chris Crowley, and Robert Johnson. I've got 2 left. Aerosmith Permanent Vacation, $38.99. I have 2 of those left. They've reissued a few Aerosmith albums this week. We were lucky to get some of them. High in demand stuff for sure. Classic American rock group. Okay, let's go back through this crate right quick. First, Paul Brothers wants an Aerosmith. I now have 1 left. So the first record in that crate was a Led Zeppelin Deluxe, which is the remastered first album, and then a 2 LP, very good live 1969 concert. $59.99 on that. $59.99 on Led Zeppelin. We have 4 of those available. Then we had a restock of White Zombie, Astro Creep 2000, $38.99 for White Zombie. We have 3 copies of Black Sabbath Paranoid left. That's a deluxe edition that's on 2 LP, remastered original album, and then some bonus tracks. $39.99 for Paranoid. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? I always keep lots of these. They're going to go back there on the shelf if we don't sell out with all the Electric Ladylands and all the Axis Bold as Loves. That's $28.99 for that. I've got about 10 of them there. Vernon Lehman wants a Black Sabbath. Sell that to Vernon Lehman. I now have 2 of those left. I have surprisingly 3 Kate Bushes left, which is perfectly okay. I would love to post on Facebook that we have these available in store to purchase. This will get people in the door for sure. Usually we're sold out. T-Rex, 1970, $38.99. And Interpol, Our Love to Admire, was $36.99. Aerosmith Permanent Vacation, $38.99. Last copy there. That's our first of many crates of new vinyl. Where's the new Japanese stuff? We always get our auctions going as soon as the first crate's done. Gets time, everybody, plenty of time to get on. And Seth is going to get our first crate of auction stuff tonight, which is going to be all Japanese stuff. I've got a few other things in here, but let me go ahead and show this. These are new. So one of our distributors, that's why we got some new Mofi and analog production stuff in to show tonight. One of our distributors is the direct supplier for Mofi. And they get Mofi products too. We had inner sleeves. These are outer sleeves. 4 mil. That's nice. That's about the thickest sleeves I think they make. There's a pack of 50 here. 4 mil sleeves, $23.99. So that's like, I would put this like in your best records. Maybe you want to put all of them in them, but this is 4 mil sleeves from Mofi. I've got a factory box of them over here, $23.99 on that. Cameron Nance says, I might as well get a Jimi Hendrix's. Where you bought Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and Jimi Hendrix. Cameron, when you get this box in the mail, you're going to have some fun. You got a Led Zeppelin 1, a Black Sabbath Paranoid, and a Jimi Hendrix Our Experience. That's some of the best albums ever made. So, is this our first 2 auctions? Seth has handed me our first 2 Japanese auctions. This should get interesting. And I'm about to show a bin of putbacks and duplicates and stuff like that. And we're going to go through that. Can't go wrong with Jimmy, that's right. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anything? Did anybody want any sleeves? Do you have the thinner sleeves? I've got 3 mil, and I really don't sell my 2 mil anymore because I'm afraid we're going to run out one day. So we kind of hoard all those. We got cases of them in the back. But I do have 3 mil, but the regular 2 mil that we put on all of our vintage stuff, all of our standard vintage stuff, I don't like selling those, Brandon. I'm afraid we're going to run out one day. And if we do, that's going to be a problem. So Stacy said she'll take a pack of the sleeves. Pack sold to Stacy. If anybody else wants one, please let me know. I'll lay that right there. What are the dimensions of the Mofi sleeves? The dimensions. Well, usually they're just all, I don't know if they tell the dimensions. They usually fit, I mean, I guess they're usually about like a 13 by 13, I would guess. I don't know if they are any bigger or smaller than any other standard size sleeve from what I know. Resealable. No, I don't like the resealables either. I don't like those. I try because we order them and then they don't sell and then we end up having to use them and it makes it difficult for customers. Okay, Black Sabbath, check this out. First auction of the night. Black Sabbath Live Evil. This is a 2 LP live Black Sabbath album. And this is near mint. I'll go ahead and be showing it to you. Let me move this around. Steve Howe also wants a pack of sleeves. Steve Howe, we got you a pack of sleeves. 2 LP. This is a record. If we ever get a U.S. pressing of this, which I think there is one in the bag John hadn't put out yet, that's like a VG minus. That's how we normally find them. This record, if it exists, I would say the population count of U.S. pressings of this record is the average condition about a VG, probably on a scale of 1 to 10, about a 4. So, you know, this would be like something to have just because the U.S. pressings are so beat up. Immaculate. Near mint, Black Sabbath Live Evil. That's Ronnie James Dio on lead vocals, by the way. That's a Dio era recording. And we need a $115 start for that. $115 start on Black Sabbath Live Evil. That is gym quality. Gym quality. Did the 80s soundtracks come in? Yes, I hadn't showed them yet. I'm going to do it after this crate. Any DC Talk or Need Toby Mac Live After Death? I don't know if those are in print. I've never checked on those before. I can though. And next is Aerosmith, their first album, pristine Japanese pressing. Orange and white Sony label, has the insert with it. This is nice. $55 start. $55 start on that. So what was those? Any DC Talk or The Need? Toby Mac, Live After Death. No, I don't have those. Tanner is writing it down though. Okay, and then Mofi outers. The Mofi outer sleeves were $23.99. They're 4 mil for a pack of 50. 4 mil for a pack of 50. Okay, this was stuff that was behind the counter. It's like returns, putbacks. I didn't want this. I didn't get this. That kind of stuff. A few things are canceled orders, non-payments, stuff of that nature. First thing was Creator, which is Pleasure to Kill, and that's $38.99. Original album remastered of bonus tracks, Creator, Pleasure to Kill, $38.99, which I think I've had an original of that before. They're not too easy to get. Cameron Nance is at $55 on Aerosmith. We have a bid on Aerosmith. Cameron Nance is at $55. That's now going once, going twice. And Steve Howe is at $115 on the Black Sabbath Live Evil. Man, this is nice. If I was probably going to keep anything, I hadn't showed too many records tonight, but right now this is number one on I would keep this list. Next would be this Aerosmith over here. Because once again, it's like this record's always beat up. It was, you know, a well-played record by a lot of people. I don't know where this came from. It didn't have a price on it. I don't know, but it's a really nice copy of Venus and Paul McCartney, Venus and Mars. It's got the original inner sleeve with it. It's a U.S. press gatefold, of course, has the sticker, which they all do. I'm going to say $19.99. I mean, it's a really nice, clean copy of Venus and Mars. So I don't know where that came from, but it's $19.99. And I have Marvin Gaye, I Want You. This is $39.99. Once again, I have no idea where this record came from, but it's about EX Plus on the vinyl. Original Marvin Gaye, I Want You. That's one we don't see too often. That's $39.99. Dawkins' Greatest Hits. I think we had accidentally tagged somebody 2 of these. We pre-sold in like 50 or 60 of these. Blue splatter vinyl. Dawkins is $29.99. George Buchanan wants Marvin Gaye. That's one we don't get too often. Aerosmith, final call on this. Cameron Nance is at $55. It is pristine. Going twice, going 3 times to Cameron. And Steve Howe is at $115 on Black Sabbath Live Evil. Amazing. And that's going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to sell both of those. Trick or Treat. So we have a pre-order. This is $39.99. We have a pre-order for this posted for a Music on Vinyl. A Music on Vinyl pressing. This was actually this Real Gone Music. One of my distributors was the exclusive distributor for this release. It's on colored vinyl. They only made 2,000. They're all gone. That's why Music on Vinyl's doing it, because they realized how in demand it was. They got the licensing for it too. $39.99. So this one here is available for sale, and I have a pre-order for a Music on Vinyl version. Do you have Slipknot's new album? Yes, we showed that last night. I don't know how many we have left, but that's probably in the next crate. Kenny Heathcock wants Dawkins. And next is Misfits, the collection, $33.99. Misfits for the collection. If you're just hopping on, right now I'm ending 2 auctions. Cameron Nance is going to get the Aerosmith for $55. And Black Sabbath is going to go also uncontested to Steve Howe. And that's $115. Amazing. Those are both sold. Kenny Heathcock got Dawkins. Venus and Mars, you can buy it right now. It is $19.99. Corey Wade wants Trick or Treat. The Lost Boys. I just ordered more last night. I've got them on the way, Jake, if you want on that list. Trick or Treat sold to Corey Wade. I literally just ordered more of those last night because we sold out again here in the store. Venus and Mars doesn't have anything except the original inner sleeve. Just the original inner sleeve here. That's the only thing in this one. Andrew has dibs on that, and then Cindy if you want it. Testament. This was actually from a flip crate. Testament is $24.99. The Formation of Damnation. And this is the 10th studio album from Testament. White and blue green splatter vinyl. That was originally $44.99. That was a putback from a flip crate. $24.99. $24.99 on that. Jake, let me know for sure if you want on that list for the Lost Boys, because those will be sold out pretty soon when we get them in again. 6 Feet Under, this was somebody who claimed something in a flip video and they refused to message the page, so we're selling it. 6 Feet Under, Torment, that was from a 1999 flip crate. That was originally $30. That was an on-sale flip crate for $19.99. $19.99. Chairman of the Board in Session. Not for sure why this was behind the counter, but it's a VG Plus for $19.99. Chairman of the Board in Session. That must have been a putback, or somebody thought it was something else when they claimed it. What's the lowest you would do on Venus and Mars? Right now, $19.99. And Cameron Nance wants Chairman of the Board. I don't know where that record came from. It's not even stickered, so we kind of just are putting it out for the first time. And let's go through some more Japanese auctions. I have the Beach Boys Rock and Roll Best 20. The Beach Boys Rock and Roll Best 20. This is a Beach Boys compilation. EX on the vinyl with Obi. $30 start. That is a Japanese Beach Boys compilation. And this looks like John Coltrane. And it is. It's called Coltronology, Volume 1. John Coltrane. No Obi. Japanese pressing. EX on the vinyl. $25 start. $25 start. So $30 on the Beach Boys, $25 on John Coltrane. That's our next two Japanese auctions. Put Jake Rogers down on the Lost Boys, and we're good to go. Okay, these were Dean Corners from Fleetwood Mac. I was telling y'all this cover is like paper. So I've got 2 Dean Corners. I'm probably going to send these back for a refund with my distributor if nobody wants them right now. If you do want them, you can have them for about $9 off. Fleetwood Mac The Dance, and they've got Dean Corners, just FYI, but you get $10 off almost, $9 off, $30 if anybody wants those. Fleetwood Mac The Dance. I've got 2. They have Dean Corners, discounted Dean Corners. We tagged somebody in extra. I think we accidentally gave him 3 copies of Pink Floyd Animals. He only wanted 2. So Pink Floyd Animals Remix, $36.99. A essential. Josh Fry's at $25 on Coltrane. That's going once, going twice. And the Beach Boys looking for a $30 start on that. Stranger Things. I accidentally tagged somebody for one of these, and they wanted the new Stranger Things. This is the seasons 1 and 2. Music from seasons 1 and 2. $29.99 for Stranger Things. $29.99 on Stranger Things. I'll take one of the dance. Okay, give Tim Holloway The Dance. Fleetwood Mac The Dance. And Tanner, that was for $30. Discounted price on that. Discounted price on that. Super Suckers. This was an on-sale record for $14.99. $14.99. Super Suckers, The Evil Power of Rock and Roll. That was originally $26.99, and you can have it for $14.99. You can have it for $14.99. That was the on-sale price for Super Suckers. Once again, something from a flip video that didn't get paid for, or they decided they didn't want it, etc., etc., etc. So, let me lay those right up there. Okay, back up to the top. Tim Holloway wanted a dance. Francis Drennan wants the Stranger Things. Sell that to Francis Drennan. And Andrew says he'll take one of the dances. That's Andrew Pulicino. He wants one of the $30 dances. He wants one of the $30 dances there. So sell that to him. Okay, so Stranger Things was Francis Drennan, and Andrew got one of the $30 dances. Chris Cornell. This was a putback. Chris Cornell, we've shown this like every night. That is $49.99. Chris Cornell, his first ever hits collection, $49.99. Andrew, I've got you down for the dance. And Peter, Pink Floyd was $36.99. $36.99 on that. This was a putback or non-payment something. Exhorter the Law. Music on vinyl, $39.99. Exhorter the Law. Limited edition, 1,500 individually numbered copies on silver colored vinyl, $39.99. Exhorter the Law, individual numbered copies on silver vinyl. So that's a limited numbered from Music on Vinyl. Exhorter, $39.99. $39.99 on that. That's the only one I have available. This was a non-payment, and it was an auction item, actually. Journey, this is $48. Journey Frontiers, Japanese pressing of Journey Frontiers, $48. That's a straight buy now. It was sold at auction for $48. Journey Frontiers. Seems about right. Seems about like what it would bring if we sold it again. That is $48 to Journey, or $48 for Journey. Let's go ahead and sell John Coltrane. That was a $25 bid to Josh Fry. Let's sell that to Josh Fry, only one and only bid. And if anybody wants to buy the Beach Boys, you can buy it right now for $30, or we'll call it even better, $29.99 for the Beach Boys Rock and Roll Best 20. Tears for Fears, Rule the World. Tears for Fears, Rule the World. This is $46.99. That's a 2 LP. The greatest hits of Tears for Fears, $46.99. $46.99. Tears for Fears, Rule the World, $46.99. And we have a putback for Rihanna, Good Girl Gone Bad. Good Girl Gone Bad, Rihanna, and that is $36.99. Rihanna, Good Girl Gone Bad, $36.99. So Tears for Fears, Rihanna. McCartney 3 Imagined. Now this was a little bit of confusion on this. This is not Paul McCartney. This is artist covering Paul McCartney. It's on splatter vinyl. It was originally $49.99. I had it in a $19.99 flip crate. So actually, I mean, Paul McCartney's on here, but it's the reimagined versions with other artists like Beck and Josh Homme and St. Vincent. That is $19.99. That's a big discount. That was my last one I had of that. Okay. Dakota wants the Rhiannon. How much for the Led Zeppelin 3? It was a $59.99, Hendry. 3 LP Deluxe, $59.99 on that. $59.99 on that. Let me grab 2 new auctions. Let's see here. What do we have here? Footloose. We got some soundtracks tonight. That's cool. Let's do, well, we got some nice jazz stuff here. Let's do Monk. Haven't had this one before, I don't think, and the B-52s. By the way, can I have my Bang out of the refrigerator? That is not a Monster. That's a Bang. It's the rainbow unicorn flavor, too. Okay. Thelonious Monk, Monk's Dream, Japanese pressing and shrink wrap, orange and white Sony label, very nice cover, near mint vinyl, Monk, $45 start. I also have the B-52s Wild Planet, the B-52s Wild Planet, and this is very nice cover. Has the obi, has the inner sleeve, insert, and near mint vinyl. $55 start on that. The B-52s Wild Planet. $45 on Monk, $55 on the B-52s. That is a request for someone. He hadn't got back with us. That was a return. It's damaged. That was a request for somebody. That was a request for somebody. Ah, here we go. I'll put this up for auction with all the other stuff. This is a copy of YouTube Boy, which, man, it's really nice. Let's see. John was showing me. I mean, I don't even know how he found this. There's a one little spot of like, and I played it and you can't hear it, but he caught what looked like a spot of heat damage on this, and I've played it and it plays fine. It plays through it. I mean, this is a EX or better copy of YouTube Boy. It's got the original inner sleeve with it, and he marked it where it has possible heat damage. But I've test played it. It plays fine. It's like very minute, but he just didn't want it to be a problem because we figured it would be kind of a pricey record. So YouTube Boy is a $1 start. YouTube Boy, $1 start. I'm going to have to grade it EX just to be on the safe side, but it has a VG Plus cover. There's nothing wrong with it. I guarantee it will play very nice. That's a $1 start on that. The Human League Fascination, this was put back for some reason. That is $19.99. I'm going to auction that later. Let me lay that off to the side. It's an open Guardians of the Galaxy. Rosenton Collins Band, Anytime, Anyplace, Anywhere. That is $24.99. Nirvana Unplugged. I think this was a corner ding, but I'm not going to discount it because it's extremely, I mean, somebody in the store would still buy that, especially, this is the 2 LP version. This is the 2 LP version, which they're not printing anymore, and it's only $34.99. So it's got a ding corner, but I'm not discounting it. That was a return. I don't know if Troy Robinson, I don't know if you're watching, but I've got 3 Tina Turner records here. And we did a deal one night, but we didn't write down the price. And they've been behind the counter for like 2 months, and we didn't know what they were or how much they were. So I've got to message him about that. This is the last copy I have because we sold out. This is BBM, which is Jack Bruce, Ginger Baker, and Gary Moore, Music on Vinyl, 2 LP, Around the Next Dream, and that's $44.99. And that record, an original of that, is not easy to get. I didn't know it was even originally pressed on vinyl, but when I started looking those up on Discogs, I seen that it was. So, all right, let me get caught up here in the comments. I actually hadn't looked in about a minute. Will you show any Pearl Jam tonight? I will if you can tell me what you're looking for. Any Japanese Al Stewart tonight? I haven't seen any. Chad's bumped up his caffeine. Yeah, I've got to take a drink of that. I definitely need a bang right now. Backstreet Boys Christmas. I've got those ordered. Craig was at 5 on U2. Tommy was at 10. U2's at 5. U2's at 5. U2 12. U2 14. U2 15. David Cox takes the Nirvana Unplugged. Sell that to David Cox. U2's at 18 and U2 is at 16. So, here's what's going on right now before I finish this crate and recap it. We have an EX copy. I'm going to say EX or better of U2 Boy. High bid is Ron Phillips at $18. It's got the inner sleeve. We've already cleaned it, and there's nothing wrong with it. So that's $18 to Ron Phillips. I'm looking for a $55 start on the B-52's Wild Planet. Looking for a $55 start on that. And Monk, Thelonious Monk, Monk's Dream. That is a Japanese pressing and shrink wrap with Obi. Just a $45 start on that. That is such a nice, for what the quality of it for $45. Greg Preston's at 20 on U2. Human League is the full album. That's the full album. You're looking for Yield, self-titled, binaural, backspace, or any live unofficials. I don't have any of those because they're not printing them right now. Yield is back-ordered. Self-titled is back-ordered, or the Avocado album. Binaural is back-ordered. Backspacer hadn't been in print in about 3 years or more, and I don't have any unofficials. Live unofficials, that is. I've sold them all. Human League sold to Bill Fratsky. Human League sold to Bill Fratsky. I've got some David Allan Coe's here. Cameron, I know you're on. Cameron, these have your name on them. I don't know if they didn't get tagged or maybe put them back. I'm not for sure. But I have David Allan Coe's Greatest Hits, $34.99, and David Allan Coe Rides Again, $19.99. And that was originally $34.99. So that's the Greatest Hits in shrink wrap, $34.99. And Rides Again was on sale for $19.99. So there's 2 David Allan Coe's there. Not for sure what's up for those. Cameron may say, wait a minute, I've been looking for those. Greg Preston's at 20 on U2. Jeff McIntosh was at 21. Bill Fratsky sold on the Human League. Ron Phillips is out on U2. And Next Play Records wants David Allan Coe Rides Again, and Kathy Amos wants the hits. So Next Play Records gets Rides Again, Tanner, and that was on sale for $19.99. And Kathy wants David Allan Coe Hits, and that was sticker price, $34.99. Next Play Records, they say they're on Facebook. I think that's their actual first purchase with us. Next Play Records, if you do have Facebook, do you care to send us a message? This is the very, very last copy I have. It is Journey live in Houston, 1981. I have sold a boatload of these. This is my last one. It does have a tear in the shrink. They were $38.99, just $19.99. That was the on-sale price. That was the on-sale price, $19.99. List for Backstreet Boys. I will post a official pre-order for that. What happened to that bang? I've been looking for it. Ah, Seth hit it. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Seth. Boy, Seth's in a bad mood today. Seth is in a really bad mood today. Oh my gosh. Let's not ask him anything else tonight. Bad day at the pharmacy. Counting those pills is just so stressful. Richard Allen takes Journey. Richard Allen was first to that, 1999. Steve Botsford, you were next, then Jeremy, then Clay. Greg Preston is at 22 on the U2. All right, so we're still bidding on that. I'm going to take B-52s. No love for the B-52s or Monk. If anybody wants it, $45, $55 on that. This was a putback, non-payment bin. Let's go through it one more time. We've sold most of it, which is fantastic. We have Creator, Pleasure to Kill, $38.99. Creator, Pleasure to Kill. Remastered gatefold, $38.99. Thank you, Next Play Records. If you want me to, you don't have to, but if you want to share your name, I can keep calling you Next Play Records. But some people's like, my name's Joe, and I'll be like, that's Joe. So, but that's up to you. Michael Potts takes the Monk, $45. I like saying Next Play Records. Monk is $45. That's sold to Michael Potts. U2 is, several people have set out now. We have, U2 is at 22 of Greg Preston. If anybody wants the B-52s, nice copy of that. Andy from Next Play Records. Thank you. The Misfits Collection, $33.99. Venus and Mars, $19.99. Some people's asked about it. It's still available. Very clean copy. Original air sleeve. No other inserts. Testament on sale was $20 off. Last copy, $24.99 for Testament. 6 Feet Under, $19.99. That was $29.99. Those were on sales that didn't get paid for. Pink Floyd Animals. Y'all have heard me talk about that. Show it. Read it. Listen to it. It's $36.99. Super Suckers was just $14.99. That was originally $27. That's new and sealed. Chris Cornell, of course. No explanation needed. $49.99. Ex-Hoarder, $39.99. I'll tell you what we're going to do. These auction records that don't get paid for get cursed. I'm going to put this back up for auction. Journey Frontiers, pristine Japanese pressing, $1 start with Obi. There's the disc. There's the inner, it's got the insert. It actually has another insert with it and has the Obi. $1 start on Journey Frontiers. Final call on U2 Boy for just $22. Probably if I was going to sticker this, I'd probably put like $34.99 on it. I mean, we don't hardly get that. Very nice copy. Greg has that for $22, going twice, going 3 times though. We have a $10 bid on Journey, now $20. Tears for Fears, Rule the World. That's a greatest hits, $46.99. McCartney is just $19.99. That's McCartney 3 Imagined. Rosenton Collins Band and BBM, $44.99. I've had these a while. This is my last copy. I got those back in July of 2021. $44.99 on that. So Journey, 10, 1, 20, 10, 10, 21, 25, 21. So Rob Scheffler has it for 25. Time for a new Creative Records. Sorry, the bang kind of gives me the burps. I'll try not to do it too often. It's the, let's see, is this next? This only has a few records in it. I'll go ahead and show it though. And I'll take that crate next. I'm going to go ahead and do back-to-back crates of new vinyl. This one only has a few titles with it. Rosenton Collins Band. Randy, I think here's the deal on that. I think I cut somebody a deal on it one night. I've got it stickered for $24.99. You can take it for that, or you can make an offer, and I'll sell it to you. But I think I made a deal with somebody, and we tagged it with the wrong person, and then it got misplaced. So... that's what happened on that. Make sure I hadn't missed anything else since I walked away. McCartney Imagine is worth it just for the Beck track. That's true. Some of the artists. Naomi, I can read them off. Let's see here. I think the first one is a track with Beck. Beck, Dominic Fike. I don't know how to say that. St. Vincent, Blood Orange, Phoebe Bridgers, EOB, Damon Auburn, Josh Homney, Anderson Pock, 3D RDN, and Idris Elba. All right, so that's Naomi's if you want it. Journey's at 26 and 30, and Randy Scarborough said he would take Rosenton Collins for $19.99. Sell that to Randy Scarborough, $19.99. Finally, I have almost an entire crate full of them. I've sold a lot, but I hope everybody will consider spending a little to get an ultimate sound experience here. Let me go ahead and read the list. Linda Hasty, Paul Brothers, that was a waiting list, and then the post I made, we had Sean Foxbower, claim 1, Joe Willinger, and Richard Allen. This is Roger Waters, one of the original founding members of Pink Floyd, Amused to Death. This is from Analog Productions, and it's pressed at QRP, same company, same guy owns them, same building pretty much, I think. This is a digital file, but I'm talking about all the YouTube channels I follow, everybody, they say this is like the best, like top 10 best sounding records you can buy, even though it's cut from a digital file. I think it was originally recorded digitally, so it's not like it's reprocessed or anything. I think it was originally recorded. These are $69.99, Analog Productions, Roger Waters, Amused to Death, and it's Pink Floydish sounding, and it's overall just a great presentation of sound and music. $69.99. I've got a bunch of them because they go out of stock, they go out of print, and they can get pricey. And plus, I'm going to keep a couple for myself. Pink Floyd collector here. I've got all the Gilmore stuff, most of the Roger Waters stuff, and I don't have one of these yet, so I've got several. I'm taking at least 2 home with me. I'm going to listen to one of them tonight. McCartney 3, Imagine. That's sold to Naomi for $19.99. Vernon Lehman wants a Roger Waters, and I've already sold a bunch of these. I've probably already sold 10 or 12. This is for somebody with, you've got to have some serious, or not serious, but you've got to have good audio equipment to get the good, please don't buy this and play it on a Crosley. That's defeating the purpose. So those are $69.99, and I've got a bunch of them. Next is another restock from White Zombie. That is $38.99, Devil Music Volume 1. White Zombie, $38.99, Devil Music Volume 1. And we have Eminem Curtain Call, which we do have a waiting list for this. Eminem Curtain Call is $39.99. Brian Glick and Stacy Brown. Brian Glick and Stacy, Chris Brown, I've got you already down for an Eminem Curtain Call. Those are $39.99. We've already did the master list for Slipknot. I have one on hand. So I told y'all we ordered 15. They only sent us 13, and then they sent us 2 more today. Brent Rabley was on a waiting list for his second one. Where are you, Brent Rabley? Yeah, Brent, I've got you down for another Slipknot. I have one left. That's the yellow vinyl indie exclusive, $38.99 for Slipknot. $38.99 for Slipknot. Now, while there's several people on, and before it happens again, we're live on YouTube and Facebook, and here lately we've had some problems with the feed freezing. It happens usually anytime. Some people, it's not us. It's really not y'all. It's Facebook. And so what you have to do, if you're watching on your phone or device and the screen freezes, but you can hear me talk, just immediately close out of your app, go back to Facebook, come back and find us, and you'll be good at least probably for another half hour. So it's going to happen, but there's not really, I guess some people say you got to make sure your app is up to date. Some people was like, there's no fixing it, so I really don't know. Let's go ahead and sell U2 to Greg Preston for $22. And I'm going to go and I never did do a final call on Journey. Journey Japanese pressing. I've already sold this once for $48 and it didn't get paid for. Here's another opportunity. Rob Scheffler's at $30. That's a pristine copy of Journey Frontiers. Rob Scheffler's at $30. That's going to sound fantastic. Journey cut on Japanese vinyl. Keith Moyers wants the last Slipknot. So there was only 4 records in that crate. The Roger Waters Amused to Death, $69.99. 2 LP from Analog Productions, 45 RPM. Don't put that on at a 33. It's not going to sound right. Make sure you're playing it at a 45 RPM. That's the ultimate sound experience. White Zombie, Devil Music Volume 1, $38.99. And Eminem. That's like Eminem's greatest hits, by the way. Curtain Call is his greatest hits. And there's a Curtain Call Volume 2 on pre-order. So if you want his other hits, you can find it in the group. We have it for pre-order. It's due out, I think, next month, and I have several people already in on that. Can you grab the last crate of new vinyl, please? And I need to show a Tyler Childers. I hadn't done that yet. You can just show me one of those. I don't think I've shared it with y'all yet. It is on our YouTube channel. But last night, I opened one of these. We listened to it, and I gave my review of it. And you can check that out on YouTube. I'm going to post it in the group. I forgot to do that today. But we have the new Tyler Childers album in stock, and that is $64.99. Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven? $64.99. Triple LP with booklet, $64.99 for Tyler Childers' new album. Last crate of new vinyl. This one, I'm going to have to take a deep breath. Can you go ahead and get me the list for the 80s collected? Because I don't have it over here. Whoop. This has got some good stuff in it. This is our last crate of new vinyl for tonight. Then we're going to pretty much just go through crates and do on-sale stuff. Let me get all of our auctions updated first. We had 31 on Journey, 31 on Journey. We have 32 on Journey with Rob Scheffler. Do you have an off-the-wall or bad Japanese, Michael Jackson Japanese tonight? Have you seen one of those, Seth, off-the-wall or bad? I don't think I have. Peter wants the curtain call right here. Peter Policino, Eminem's Greatest Hits. Sometimes I wish they would call it, well, it does say the hits on it, but sometimes people call their Greatest Hits albums different things, and people don't know it's their hits. Brian Richards is at 35 on Journey. Josh Fry on Tyler Childers. Josh Fry on Tyler Childers. Thank you, Josh. What's up with the no pays? I don't know. I wish I did know. Some people hop on, they buy stuff, and they never intend to pay for it, and then we never hear from them again. So you just never know. Rob Scheffler's at 36 on Journey. Let me grab something new. I've got a copy of Thriller. Let me look right quick, Kevin. I don't see those other Michael Jackson albums. Nope. I don't see those. But I do have a really cool record here. I think the last time we put one of these up, it was a hot commodity because we never see them. There's no Obi, but I think I've only ever had one with an Obi, and it brought triple digits. And this is not the original label, but still, this is an immaculate pressing of the Allman Brothers' first album. That is near mint all the way around. It has the original insert, Japanese insert with it. $35 start. Let's take a look at this. I think they're, I was about to say, I think they're nude sitting in the creek in the gatefold. Japanese pressing, Capricorn Records, high quality, textured jacket, $35 start. This is my favorite, next to Eat a Peach, my favorite Allman Brothers album. If you've never listened to that, there's some tracks on there that really have never got airplay that are just absolutely phenomenal. That's a great album. $35 start on that. Brian's in. Rob Scheffler's at 40 on Journey. All right, I'm going to have to take a monster or a bang break. I'm still on monsters, but these things right here are pretty good. All right. This is the second biggest release of the month, next to Dirt for us. 80s Movie Hits Collected. $44.99. 80s Movie Hits Collected. Let me read this pre-order. Probably most of the people watching have bought one. Tony Alejandro, David Howard, Mike Massey, Joseph Snow, Jerry Pinnock got two of them. David C. Ginger Ash, Jerry Wallace, Paul Brothers, Nick Pullen, Jeff Helton, Eric Beck, Brian White, Jason Ivey, Cody Chandler, Lisa Seiler, Corey Wade, Tom Steyer, Kevin Squires, Alex Roman, Stacy Brown, More or Less, Chris McMillan, Krista Moss, Conrad Murak, Anthony Shah Morati, Marty Kramer, Dallas Coop, John Sheehan, Matt Algram, Dakota Wilkie, Linda Banks, Michelle DeLeon, Julie Roman, Tracy Miller, Stacy Metternich, Brandon Sanders. Brandon was already on this, Tanner. He was the one we added. He was already on it. Doug Page, Jimmy Ball, Marty Ellis, Andy Lewis, Shepard Michael, Chrissy Clark, Troy Robertson, Jen Ash, Joe Willinger, Matt Brooks, Dustin Chandler, Simeon Richmond, Susan Bell, Francis Drennan, Trey Phillips, Leland McCurry, and Jeff Bergman. And I added Brandon on there. He does, he'd already got one. So, now, why did everybody buy this? Why is it so hot? Let me first read you the hype sticker. Music on Vinyl, 80s Movie Hits Collected, limited edition of 2,500 copies on white vinyl and black vinyl. featuring classic movie themes by Queen, Tina Turner, Simple Minds, Duran Duran, Ray Parker Jr., Harold Faltermeyer, which is a Top Gun, Huey Lewis and the News, Yellow, and the Bangles includes inserts. Take a look at this track listing. I do have these available. I feel like most people's already bought one. They're $44.99. A Kind of Magic, Queen, from Highlander. Don't You Forget About Me, Simple Minds, from The Breakfast Club. Together in Electric Dreams, Philip Oakley and Giorgio Moroder from Electric Dreams. We Don't Need Another Hero, Tina Turner from Mad Max. Never Ending Story, Lamal from Never Ending Story. Danger Zone, Kenny Loggins, Top Gun. La Bamba, Los Lobos from La Bamba. That's side one. View to a Kill, Duran Duran from James Bond, View to a Kill. Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr., Burning Heart, Survivor from Rocky IV, Invincible, Pat Benatar from The Legend of Billie Jean. If You Leave, that's Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark from Pretty in Pink. Weird Science, Oingo Boingo. The Power of Love, Huey Lewis from Back to the Future. Hazy Shade of Winter, The Bangles from Less Than Zero. Kokomo, The Beach Boys from Cocktail. Do I need to go any further? That's a great, let's see, what else is on here? Hungry Eyes, People Are Strange, Set Almost Fire. That is an 80s movies hits. Like, that is probably the best compilation. Plus, it has a few things in here that's not too easy to get on vinyl. I mean, A View to a Kill, I know as a James Bond collector, we don't get that soundtrack in very often. You can either get that on the album, or I don't think it's on any of their studio albums. And that soundtrack, if we do get it in, I kind of hoard them all. So, and then, of course, Don't You Forget About Me, Simple Minds. And then there's some soundtracks in here that's just not too easy to get. There's The Lost Boys and Streets of Fire. Those are $44.99. Sorry for the long explanation, but it was needed. So we had a $35 bid on the Allman Brothers with Brian Hummel. Jamie Butler also bid $35. Brian was in first. Do you really like that flavor? I do. I do like that flavor, the unicorn or whatever. Let's see. Journey out. Yeah, we were selling Journey. Let's go ahead and sell that to Rob Scheffler for $40. That's been up for a while. Rob Scheffler, you get Journey for $40. I think everybody else is out. Paul Beal wants an 80s movies hits. Bill Fratsky wants an 80s movies hits. Miss 80s movies and music wants an 80s movies hits. So does Spencer Christensen. And that's it. So I think I've got two left. Seth has already pulled his, and I hadn't pulled mine, but I think I can still get them. I definitely think I can still get them, so I'm going to order more because I want one myself. I collect all the collected stuff. Bill Toe is at $40 on the Allman Brothers. And Tim Holloway, the Journey had been up for so long, I needed to go ahead and sell it. I hope you understand. That was been up for like probably 25 minutes. The Allman Brothers, Bill Toe is at $40. Miss 80s, I don't know who Miss 80s is. Who was Miss 80s? I think they're just Miss 80s. They bought from us before, though. Debbie Blair wants a movie hits, and so does Grant Peltzer. We will pull Brandon's extra. Now, at this point, it's a waiting list, and I will be ordering more. I think Candy Ivy wanted to know if she was on that list. Oh, my gosh, there's so many names. Jason, was it? No, I think Candy asked that. Oh, yes, Jason, or the Ivies. Yes, y'all were on that. Yes. So give Grant Brandon's extra, and anybody else that wants one, let me know, because I'm probably going to order like 10 more of them. So we're going to have plenty coming in. But Metal Church, The Dark. I've got one left, and I think they're all gone. Limited edition of 2000 on silver-colored vinyl. Metal Church, The Dark. That's $38.99. I do have, look how many people. This did not break, no, we had, that is about 70 names, 68, no, 50, 60-something names for 80s. We had almost 100 pre-orders for Alice in Chains. That's the kind of the record. We had almost 100 pre-orders for Alice in Chains. It's going to be hard to beat that. Probably if they announce Alice in Chains Unplugged, I bet we can pre-sell 150 of those. And by next year, we'll have more customers. We might can sell 200 of them. Metal Church, Jamie Butler. You were on a waiting list, Jamie Butler, for Metal Church The Dark. I've already got one pulled for you. Let me know. That is $38.99. Tim Holloway wants on the 80s. Yes, we did order the John Hughes. We have that in our Facebook group up for pre-order. Tim Holloway wants on the 80s movie list. You get Collective Soul or Live for auction. No, those are very difficult artists to get. I've only ever had Live. I've had Live Throwing Copper back in June, and that was a big deal. Susie wants on the waiting list for 80s movies. Peter, I don't have any more on hand, but there will be, was that AIC Dirt or Facelift? Dirt. AIC Dirt. That was a huge pre-order. New Radicals from Music on Vinyl. New Radicals, maybe you've been brainwashed too. This is a new release from Music on Vinyl, $39.99. New Radicals, $39.99. Maybe you've been brainwashed too. I've got 2 of those available. Looks like something Walt Cruz would buy. I also have 2 copies on hand of Billy Joel Turnstiles, $39.99. Billy Joel Turnstiles, $39.99. Where are you, Billy Joel? Billy Joel Turnstiles. Daniel Cody. Daniel Cody, sir. I've got one waiting for you. I've got 2 left. That's a new Billy Joel Turnstiles Mofi pressing, $39.99. Put also Peter Policino down for an 80s hits, movie hits collected. Van Morrison, Analog, Moondance. Very nice, classic album. Y'all see what the original sell for. Not cheap. This is a new sealed copy, and it's analog, $29.99. I have never seen a new copy of this. Elton John's Captain Fantastic, remastered from the original analog tapes, and includes the lyric book. It's a gatefold, $36.99. $36.99. Kathy Amos takes Van Morrison, Moondance. I was up there today. I wish I could have already had that ready for you. I didn't know some of this stuff. I don't know when it's coming in or not. Robert Johnson takes a Van Morrison. I now have 1 left. Elton John is $36.99. And I didn't know Music on Vinyl was doing this, but I'm glad I picked them up. Jackson 5, ABC. The second album from the brothers Michael, Jackie, Tito, Marlene, and Jermaine, it includes the #1 hits ABC, One More Chance, and You Save Me. Music on Vinyl, $38.99. Michael Potts wants a copy of Elton John, Captain Fantastic. He's going to be in town Sunday night at Nissan Stadium. I hope to see everybody there. I'm going to be there. And the last Van Morrison is sold to Debbie Blair. Sell that to Debbie Blair. If anybody else wants a Van Morrison, please let me know, because I always try to keep those in stock. What's next? There's been some people asking for Grateful Dead. It's very hard to get it. Here is AOXOMOXOA. They're $28.99. Let me read that one more time. The experimental zenith of the Grateful Dead, featuring the 50th anniversary remaster of the 1971 definite band-produced mix. That's called AOXOMOXOA. $28.99 for the Dead. Back in stock, I've got 2 copies of Back to the Future, $33.99. Featuring The Power of Love by Huey Lewis. That is $33.99. I would if I didn't already have one, but it's a great album. The New Radicals was on the Van Morrison from the other night. Actually, yeah, there was there a Van Morrison waiting list, Tanner? I feel like we copy and pasted that over. Maybe there wasn't. We might want to check on that. No, there wasn't, Jamie. I don't guess there was. Let's see. Wilco, Billy Joel, Metal Church, Slipknot, Roger Waters, Kate Bush, Alice Cooper, Eminem, Reverend Horton Heat, Aerosmith, and Yearbook, and of course 80s, and then we got to do the Alice in Chains here in a minute. Up for bid is Allman Brothers. We got so much going on, I keep forgetting about our auctions. The Allman Brothers is at $40 with bill tow. $40 with bill tow. That's going once, going twice. The Allman Brothers, Japanese pressing of their first album. $40, that's going once, going twice, the bill tow. Back to the Future to Spencer Christensen. Jamie, if you want on the wait list for Van Morrison, I can get you now. Do you have anything from the Smiths or Sonic Youth? Not that I'm aware of. We may have a couple Smiths albums. Back to the Future, Tim Holloway, sold. Stacey Brown, Curtain Call, did I get one? Yes, you were on the wait list for Curtain Call, Stacey. You are down for one. Eminem, The Hits. Slaughter. Slaughter is $39.99. Slaughter is $39.99. Friday Music Pressing, $39.99 for Slaughter. I have 2 of those left. I think that's red vinyl. How do I pre-order? I guess send us an email and we'll get you on the list. Or we'll just put you down for one since we have your information already, and we'll just invoice you when they come in. So I guess Tanner, just make a note that Miss 80s wants a John Hughes box set. Wow. When these came in, I was only able to get one of them. This is Dazed and Confused, Volume 1 on purple vinyl. So that tells me they're pressing them again, so this is a good opportunity to get on a wait list because this one's probably going to sell pretty fast. Purple vinyl, Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath, ZZ Top, Kiss, Lynyrd Skynyrd, y'all know the lineup. Dazed and Confused, $36.99 purple vinyl. And then we pretty much need to take a wait list for that. This tells me that they're pressing them again. And being on purple vinyl, that's a good thing. So $36.99. Spencer Christensen gets that one. Slaughter, what's next in here? Man, we got a lot. There's a lot of great titles in here. Blur. Some of this was Doug's doing, so some of this I may not know what it is. Blur, Bustin' and Dronin'. $38.99. Limited edition double vinyl. Blur. $38.99. I have 2 copies of the new Mars Volta. This is Mars Volta self-titled, and that is on gold vinyl, $36.99. Jamie does one on the Van Morrison wait list. Danzig, Skeletons. That is $28.99 for Danzig. Covers album featuring NIB and Action Woman pressed on purple and electric blue vinyl. Purple and blue vinyl, Danzig, $28.99. $28.99 for Danzig. Bjork, I believe that's a new album for Bjork, $31.99. Bad Brains, Quickness, $28.99 for Bad Brains, Quickness. Jude, that is a new Julian Lennon album. That's a new Julian Lennon album, $29.99 for Jude. Spoon, Kill the Moonlight, $36.99. The London Suede, brand new studio album, $36.99. Supergrass, Neon Orange Vinyl, the classic 1999 album remastered, $36.99. And let me explain Alice Cooper. So last night we showed a Alice Cooper on green, glow-in-the-dark green vinyl. Jason Kenton, yours came in. You were on a waiting list. I've got 2 more on the way. So what I found out is these all, let me tell you what this one is first. This one is orange and black colored vinyl. It's from Alice Cooper. It's a 2015 reunion show. They are limited and numbered. They all include a DVD too, which it does say it on here. I don't know if I mentioned that. So it has a DVD. This is colored vinyl, like orange and black colored vinyl, matches the cover, and it's limited and numbered gatefold. $46.99. $46.99. DVD colored vinyl. Now the green one that I've got coming in is green glow-in-the-dark vinyl. It has a green cover, same thing. It's numbered on the back, and it has the DVD. So basically, your pick of colored vinyl. You can have green glow-in-the-dark, or you can have orange and black, just standard vinyl. It's not standard, but you get what I mean. Chuck Wilson wants the new Bjork album. Sell that to Chuck Wilson. Walt Cruz wants the Supergrass album. I do have Billy Joe right here. Billy Joe Turnstiles, $39.99, Peter. $39.99. Walt Cruz wants Supergrass. Sell that to Walt Cruz. George Buchanan wants the London Suede. New album from London Suede. Sell that to George Buchanan. And that's it. So pretty much your pick of the Alice Coopers. That's on orange vinyl, and the other one's on green glow-in-the-dark. Steve Botsford takes a Captain Fantastic. Yes, that is Mofi. Brand new from Mofi. Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. Okay, let's go back through that crate one more time. Metal Church, The Dark, music on vinyl, limited to number 2000, colored vinyl, $38.99. New Radicals, also a new release from Music on Vinyl, $39.99. New Radicals, maybe been brainwashed too, includes the UK top 5 hit, You Get What You Give. Those are $39.99. 2 LP. Billy Joel, Turnstiles, $39.99 for Billy Joel Turnstiles. I've got 2 of those left, unless Peter wants one. The Jackson 5 ABC, I cannot stress how much it is, how difficult it is to find an original of this in good condition. They're like non-existent. It's extremely difficult. If you have a nice near mint OG copy of the Jackson's 5 ABC album, you're in luck because those are hard to find. That's why Music on Vinyl probably decided to press that. Grateful Dead, $28.99. Slaughter was $39.99, red vinyl. Blur, $38.99. Mars Volta, $36.99. I'm going to have a sale on Mars Volta. I think I'm getting stacks and stacks of them. I can't remember the last time I've sold one. I've got that unofficial that I've been trying to literally give away. I'm like, what is the deal from Mars Volta? It's like there for a while we couldn't get enough, and now it's like hard to literally give them away. Jackson 5 to Stacy Brown. Randy Travis has not come in yet, Daniel. I'm hoping those will be delivered tomorrow. I hope. Peter wants a Billy Joel Turnstiles Mofi. Jonathan Bodine wants the AOXOMOXOA from the Grateful Dead. Stacy got one. I remember that from Fred's collection. Yes, I remember that. Fred's collection had some stuff like that. Danzig is $28.99. Bad Brains was $28.99. Julian Lennon was $29.99. Spoon was $36.99. And Alice Cooper. Tony, this is a 2015 reunion show with Alice Cooper and his original band. Limited and numbered. This is on apricot colored vinyl. And then the other one that's coming in is on green glow in the dark. So kind of your pick. It includes the DVD and it's a gatefold. Those are $46.99. Jim Anstant wants Turnstiles. That was my last copy of Billy Joel Turnstiles. Sell that to Jim Anstant. Tony Murphy says, I'll take the green one. I will put you down on a waiting list for that because I don't have those on hand. So put Tony Murphy down for a green Alice Cooper. This is something that was allocated. Power Man 5000. We had like 4 people pre-order it. We ordered 5 and they were allocated. It's pronounced A-O-X-O-M-O-X-O. I like saying A-O-X-O-M-O-X-O-A better. Power Man 5000. Who was on the waiting list for this? I'll see. Oh, right here. Power Man 5000. Paul Beal and Jason Kenton. There was one other person or 2 other people that is not on this list that ordered it with us, but we were allocated. This was a big deal, evidently. Power Man 5000. Doug posted the pre-order for this. Coke Bottle Clear. If anybody wants on that waiting list, let me know, because I didn't know what that was, but evidently it's pretty popular for them to allocate it. And then also, Yearbook 1979 came in. I don't have any to show. I went down the list last night. We had 2, 3, we had 5 come in, and we ordered 10. Mike Massey got one. Jerry Stone got one. Stacy Metternich got one. Jerry Pinnock and Doug Page. Conrad, Stacy, or Susie and Stacy, y'all are now on the backup list. That's a really cool set. Yearbook 1979. It's a triple LP orange vinyl of hits from 1979. So, all right. Did I get a glow in the dark last night? I will check. See if Steve Botsford has an Alice Cooper on his list. Let me condense down some of this. He did. Yes, Steve, you got one. The lead singer of Power Man 5000 is Rob Zombie's brother. There you go. Learn something new every day here on this channel. Let's get some auctions rolling. I'm going to have to go find some crates to flip through, which we're going to... John didn't work today, so pretty much what we're going to do is show vintage, and it's going to be stuff probably you don't remember, stuff you hadn't seen, and it's going to be buy it now or best offer. Let's see. Spencer says he needs to put Back to the Future. Boy, that's confusing. He needs to go back to the future and not claim that record. Back to the Future. All right, I'm going to sell the Allman Brothers, the Bill Toe. I'm going to get so focused on our auctions because I'm getting distracted. New vinyl is very distracting because I have to read stuff. I have to read the hype stickers. I have to usually read all the tracks and read lists, and it's like it's hard to focus on auctions when we're doing new vinyl. That's why I usually go ahead and get new vinyl out of the way and then start our auctions, because new vinyl is very time consuming. Let's sell Allman Brothers is sold to Bill Toe for $40. So, and if anybody wants that Back to the Future Spencer is putting back, It's $33.99. And yes, that's true, Miss 80s, about those yearbooks. So I had somebody trade in some records about a month ago, and they had a yearbook 1983, and it was like on eBay. I mean, I'm talking about sold prices. They were like $140. So if anybody's bought any of those yearbooks from me, take good care of them because they're not cheap. There's a lot of people trying to collect those, and it's an expensive set to begin with because it's triple LP. Rainbow Unicorn. All right. Next, Japanese auctions. Sorry, am I confused? Is 79 yearbook or I'm on the backup list? No, you for sure got one. Here's everybody who got a yearbook 79. Mike Massey, Jerry Stone, Stacy Metternich, Jerry Pinnock, and Doug Page. Conrad, Susie, and Stacy Brown.
There's a space there.
Right, those are waiting list. Conrad, Susie Breedlove, and Stacy Brown is waiting list. Stacy Metternich, you got one. Okay. Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall, classic jazz album, in shrink wrap with Obi. Excuse me, this is sealed. Wow. Sealed Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall, Japanese pressing. We need a $65 start for that. Sealed copy of Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall, Japanese pressing. And Bad Company, Japanese press of their first album. Wow. I love this album too. This is about a VG Plus cover. Nice Japanese quality jacket. Feels like doesn't even feel like cardboard. Bad Company insert, and the disc is near mint. Name of the band is Bad Company. Name of the album is Bad Company. And there's a track on here called Bad Company. It also has Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Rock Steady, Bad Company, Moving On, Siegel. Some great stuff. $25 start on that. Japanese quality, Bad Company, self-titled, with insert. That's it. That's a classic rock essential right there. Look how simple. All it says is Bad Company, like Collect Company. $25 start. All right, let's go through this stuff. This is all buy it now or best offer. I have no idea what's in here. We're just going to go through crates until I can't stand up anymore. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, a VG copy for $9.99. Boy, they don't look VG. I guess there's something on it I can't see. VG copy, $9.99. The Idols of Rock and Roll, $22.99. The Idols of Rock and Roll. Let's see who some of the artists are. Paul Anka, Sam Cooke, Del Shannon, Dion and the Belmonts, Jimmy Rogers, Jimmy Clanton. Jimmy who? Wait a second. Yeah, Jimmy Clanton. B-Side. Neil Sedaka, Bobby Vinton, Moore, Sam Cooke, Johnny James, Sean Ells, Conway Twitty. The Idols of Rock and Roll, that's $22.99. Everything in here is going to be buy it now or best offer. I got the Japanese Carnegie Hall, my last batch. Listen to it today. Holy cow, it sounds incredible. There is a non-biased, independent review of this album. He said, holy cow, it sounds incredible. This one's sealed. It hadn't been touched probably since they sealed it sometime in the mid-1970s. Brand new Japanese vinyl. That is a $65 start. George Buchanan's in. Bad Company, we have 30, 30, 30, 31, 31, and 35. 35. We have the Melodic Stan Getz, $14.99. D-Day plus 20, 1940 to 1964, is $24.99. D-Day plus 20. A commemorative recording and photographic album of the Allied invasion of Normandy, 1944, June 6, 1944, $24.99. Hank Williams Jr.'s 14 Greatest Hits, $24.99. James Ashburner said, need to put back dirt. My wife brought home a copy. I hope he's joking. Surely that's a joke. We have Walt Disney's The Moon Spinners. Walt Disney's The Moon Spinners, $34.99. Walt Disney's The Moon Spinners. Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall, $19.99. Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall, $19.99. Stan Freberg with the original cast. Stan Freberg is $9.99. Goldfinger, a VG copy. Sean Connery. He's not singing on here. He's just on the cover. VG, $9.99. And Wildlife Society, Jacktown. This is a 12-inch single. What's Up, Jack? $24.99. Wildlife Society, $24.99. Some kind of 12-inch single of that. Going Twice, Going Three Times on the Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall. George Buchanan has that for $65. Fred is at $38. Fred Wink is at $38 on the Bad Company Japanese press. That is Going Once, Going Twice to Fred for $38. There was the Back to the Future, new sealed copy, if anybody wants that, for $33.99. Back to the Future is $33.99 if anybody wants it. Guilt, The Truth Hurts, $19.99. Can everybody see? Is everything framed up? Let me get this resituated here. Mason Williams, $19.99, and the Santa Fe Recital, that is $19.99. The Mary Lou Williams Quartet featuring Don Bias, that is $19.99. Jerry Williams Gone, $9.99 on Jerry Williams. Out of Nowhere, Jazz and Hi-Fi, the Hall Otis Quintet, the hottest fiddle ever. That's what the hop sticker says, the hottest fiddle ever. And that is $34.99. $34.99. Luke the Drifter Jr., that is a promo copy, $29.99. Luke the Drifter Jr. MGM Yellow Special Disc Jockey promo label, $29.99 on that. And Joan Baez, David's album, $9.99. Next is a General Douglas MacArthur spoken word record. I think he's addressed in like West Point Military Academy or something there. That is in shrink wrap, $19.99. And Historic Voices and Music from World War II, $19.99. Another spoken word, $19.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Carnegie Hall for $65 to George Buchanan. And we're going to sell Fred Wink, the Bad Company, for $38. $65 for Carnegie Hall, $38 for Bad Company. Those are sold and sold. Coming up next is, let's do Coltrane and Footloose. I got another Jonathan? Not Jonathan, I guess just John Coltrane. You should push the camera back just a bit. Maybe like that. All right. Let's see. Idols of Rock and Roll, a 3 LP. Let me check on that, Alex. And Alex, I'm going to get to your stuff tonight. If I have to stay here, I was here till sunup last night. I highly regretted it. But I may have to do it again tonight. It took me 3 hours to get all of our pre-orders updated. Yes, this is a 3 LP. It was like 2 a.m. and I was listening to some records, of course, and I was like, man, I got to get these pre-orders updated. And I got started. Next thing I know, cars were going by outside. It was like 6:30 a.m. I was like, holy cow, how long have I been here? Jeremy Walker said he would give $20 for the Hank Williams Jr. Sold. See how easy that is? Hank Williams Jr. Just make offers and I'm going to sell it to you. Let me adjust this right here. Maybe like that. The sun came up last night. Exactly. Let's see. Alex Roman said he will take the Idols. All right, next two Japanese auctions. We have the Coltrane Legacy. This is on Atlantic. It's a Japanese pressing, no obi. Nice. I mean, if you're a jazz buyer and, you're looking for some like high quality, these things are, I mean, I don't know, and maybe I just don't go, maybe I don't buy enough records, but I feel like I buy a lot. I just never get jazz records, especially in good condition. I mean, so like when we're getting these from Japan, I'm like, man, this is like, I can't believe it. So that's a $25 start. The Coltrane Legacy, John Coltrane. This is a very cool copy of Footloose because it has a hype sticker on it too. Near mint copy of Footloose, $35 start, shrink wrap, and obi, and hype sticker. You should know what that is if you don't have a copy already. That's probably about the best you could get. Footloose is a $35 start. Jonathan's at $25 on Coltrane. Wow, we got a lot of spoken word records in this crate. Inaugural addresses from Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, and Nixon, $19.99 on that. This must have came out This probably came out while he was still in office because that's the only one where it's not his official portrait. So that's kind of interesting. The JFK Memorial Album, 1999. The Robert Francis Kennedy Memorial Album, that is $24.99. John F. Kennedy, the presidential years, 1960 to 63, that is $19.99. John Lennon Imagined, a 1971 UK pressing with poster, $44.99. $44.99. Dick Gregory, The Light Side, The Dark Side, that is $29.99. Dick Gregory, The Light Side, The Dark Side. We got a $25 bid on Coltrane. No bid yet on Footloose. Coltrane's going once, going twice to Jonathan Bodine. Douglas MacArthur, Duty, Honor, Courage, and Address to Congress. That's him speaking at West Point and Address to Congress. If you want to get some motivational speeches from like a U.S. Army general, you can for $29.99. Martin Luther King Jr., a Xerox recorded portrait. This is some kind of Xerox promotional record from 1972, $24.99. Commemorative inaugural address of Richard Nixon, that is sealed, $29.99. Any political collectors on here? Alex, do you need some of these? We Shall Overcome. Now this one's pretty cool. This is on Folkways Records, $29.99. This is covering the March on Washington. You know, it has music on here too. Bob Dylan, has Kennedy speaking, of course, Martin Luther King Jr., Joan Baez, Peter, Paul, and Mary. That one's $29.99. And The World in Sound, 1969. That's pretty cool too. $14.99. Has all the big events. There's Richard Nixon. That looks like Vietnam. There's Robert Kennedy's funeral. $19.99. The World in Sound, 1969. The Miracle Mets. The Miracle Mets is $19.99. The Miracle Mets. From Marvelous Marv to a Miracle and play-by-play action. Any Mets fans? Inside Major League Baseball, Willie Mays, Frank Howard, Bill Freehand, Ted Williams. That's from 1971, and it is sealed. $29.99. And Sports Highlights of the 60s. That's in shrink wrap. $19.99. Sports Highlights of the 60s. I like listening to these. Denny McLean at the organ, the Detroit Tigers superstar. That's actually like music. $19.99. A tribute to James Dean, music from Giant. $19.99. Jimmy says, please change crates. He doesn't like this crate. John Coltrane is sold to Jonathan Bodine for $25. Sell that to Jonathan Bodine for $25. If anybody wants to buy Footloose, you can buy it right now for $34.99. Footloose is $34.99. Boris Karloff reading Rudy Kipling's Just So Stories. Boris Karloff, $24.99. Luke the Drifter Jr. Luke the Drifter Jr., $39.99. Luke the Drifter Jr. Jimmy wants to see crates of nothing but Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Van Halen, Warrant, Poison. I wish. The Jaggers, We Went to Different Schools Together. That's a VG Plus, $14.99. Completely Well, B.B. King. That is EX, $29.99. Nice copy, ABC Blues-ray. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, Make It Happen, a VG copy for $9.99. The Story of the Littlest Outlaw, that is a VG copy for $14.99. The Best of Willie Nelson, VG Plus $19.99. And Spotlight on Willie Nelson featuring Bloody Mary Morning, that is $14.99. Alex, the sealed Richard Nixon, I had $29.99 on it. Let me pull out our next two auctions here. How about the Beatles and Michael Jackson? I think they've sold a few records. We have Michael Jackson Thriller, a complete copy, VG Plus EX on the vinyl. That is a $55 start. Michael Jackson Thriller. It has the poster, which is a booklet, the insert, all of that. It's EX vinyl, $55 start. And we have the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, UK Flag Series. Don't get this one as often as we do others. Gatefold pressing, $45 starts on that. $45 start on that. Guy Goodman said he would give $24 for B.B. King. Sold. B.B. King, $24 to Guy Goodman. Right here, sell that to Guy for $24. Alex said he would give $25 for Richard Nixon. Sealed inaugural address. Sell that to Alex Roman for $25. And we're caught up. George Buchanan's at $45 on the Beatles. Willie Nelson, and Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson. That is $14.99. No condition notes, nice copy, gold stamp promo. Carl Perkins, Old Blue Suede's Back. Carl Perkins, $14.99. Beautiful Friends, Bellamy Brothers. That's $9.99. And Greg Allman Band, Playing Up a Storm. That's in shrink wrap, $29.99. Best of Willie price. The Best of Willie Nelson is a VG Plus, $19.99. $19.99. The Appleseed Cast, Peregrine, something like that. Appleseed Cast, $34.99. Brownie and Sonny, Brownie McGee and Sonny Terry, that's $19.99, Everest Records. And we have Donovan P. Leach, a.k.a. Donovan, $19.99. Mark Chesler said he would give $12 for the Miracle Mets. Sell that to Mark Chesler for $12. Tim Holloway wants the Bellamy Brothers. Sell that to Tim Holloway. We have the Beatles is at $45 with George Buchanan. Going once, going twice. We're looking for a $55 start on Michael Jackson Thriller. And I'm about to end that one. Final call on the Beatles at $45. Jeremy Walker said he would give $16 for Best of Willie Nelson. Sell that to Jeremy Walker for $16. And where did we get to? Carl Perkins, Greg Allman, Appleseed, Donovan. Dreamin' is a compilation, $14.99. Samantha Sang, David Soul, Paul Anka, Atlanta Rhythm Section, Jesse Coulter, Eric Carbon, Gladys Knight, Dorothy Moore, Roberta Flack. That is $14.99. Jake Rogers is at $55 on the Michael Jackson. That's going once, going twice. And we have $15 for the first World War II album, the 20-year anniversary of D-Day. Let me find that. It was right in here. Tony Murphy. Sell that to Tony Murphy for $15. That's D-Day plus 20. That's sold to Tony Murphy for $15. Jake Rogers is at $55 on Michael Jackson. $10 for the Jaggers. Let me find that right here. $10 for the Jaggers. Sell that to Tom Ulanowski for $10. Fred's at $57 on Michael Jackson. And let's go ahead and sell George Buchanan, the Beatles, for $45. No bids on that except for George's. We sold the Jaggers. Michael Jackson's at $57. Can you show me both albums for Martin Luther King Jr. again? I sure can. There was a Xerox, and there was We Shall Overcome. That's more like a, this was probably actually out in, this probably was released, around 64-ish, 63-ish. I've got that stickered for $29.99, and then this is like something that came out later, 1972. Martin Luther King Jr. Conversation with Howard Michaelis. That one's $24.99. $29.99 and $24.99 on those. Lillian said World News $12. Was that the 1969 World News? This one here? World and Sound? If so, Lillian, I'm going to sell you that for $12. Fred's at $61 on MJ. Jake, if you want to make an offer on both of those, I'll consider it. Let me get 2 more auctions pulled while I'm over here. We've got Heavenly Bodies soundtrack and St. Elmo's Fire. Let's do 2 soundtracks. Let's see. Heavenly Bodies soundtrack. Original motion picture soundtrack to Heavenly Bodies. $25 start on that. About a VG Plus cover with Obi. $25 start on that. So Fred is at $61 on Michael Jackson. Jake, you're out. He's at $61, but I will take your $25 offer for We Shall Overcome. Famous words by Lyndon Johnson. The Dirt Band, $14.99. I've got a new Heartache, Webb Pierce, $9.99. That's in shrink wrap. And Dr. Hook, that's actually self-titled, $17.99. Beginnings, Allman Brothers Band. This is $29.99. About a VG cover, has some ring wear and moderate shelf wear. That's an yellow Atco label, and that's a VG Plus on the vinyl. VG Plus on the vinyl. This is the first 2 Allman Brothers albums This is the first two Allman Brothers albums in one set. And Randy Scarborough first on Dr. Hook. Then Jeremy Walker asked the track list. Randy had already claimed that one. We have a $65 bid on Michael Jackson. Fred, you're out. And let me know if you are out for sure. And I have another one up for bid, and that's the Heavenly Bodies soundtrack, Japanese pressing, $25 start on that. Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti, VG Plus, $44.99. The inner sleeves aren't in there white. The inner sleeves aren't in there correctly, but they're all there. There's the windows. $44.99 on that, VG Plus, and we have a copy of Billy Joel, the Piano Man, VG Plus, $14.99. So I'm going to go back through those very quickly one more time. Everything is buy it now or make offer. Fred's back in on Michael Jackson at $66. I'm going to go ahead and pull this. If anybody wants to buy it, it's $24.99. Heavenly Body soundtrack. Here's one I'm much more familiar with, the original soundtrack to St. Elmo's Fire. This is a pristine Japanese pressing. I'm also going to put that up for a $25 start. St. Elmo's Fire, $25 start on that. Japanese pressing, pristine. Let me start from the back. I'm just going to read titles to refresh everybody. Simon and Garfunkel, Stan Getz. If you want to know prices, or if you already know the price and you want to make an offer, go right ahead. Hank Williams Jr., The Moon Spinners, that's a Disney record. Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall, Stan Freberg, Goldfinger, Wildlife Society, Guilt, that was Mason Williams, the Mary Lou Williams Quartet, Jerry Williams, and the Hall Otis Quintet. We have Jake at 67 on Michael Jackson. Fred, you're back out. Grant's at 25 on St. Elmo's. So was Trey Mendenhall, and so was Chris Kirkley. Trey's back in at 30. Bob Modine wants Billy Joel. So that is sold to Bob, Billy Joel, Piano Man. Joan Baez, Douglas MacArthur, Historic Voices of Music from World War II. That's Inaugural Addresses. JFK, Robert Kennedy, JFK. John Lennon, Imagine, that's an original UK pressing with the poster. Don't let that slip by. I'm actually going to set that out to the side. Dick Gregory, Douglas MacArthur, Inside Major League Baseball, Sports Highlights of the 60s, Denny McClain, Tribute to James Dean, Boris Karloff, Luke the Drifter Jr., Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, The Littlest Outlaw. That's a Disney record. So St. Elmo's Fire, 30-27. Greg said he would give 35 for Zeppelin. Sure, I figured somebody else would make an offer by now. Sell Greg Rogers Physical Graffiti for 35. Bob, I've got your Billy Joe pull. Thank you. Fred is at 70 on Michael Jackson. Grant's out on St. Elmo's Fire. So Trey Mendenhall has that for 30. Everyone, well, not everyone's out, but at least one person is. Trey, you've got that for 30. Michael Jackson's at 70. And let's see. No, Mason Williams did not have classical gas on it. No, it does not. Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard, Poncho and Lefty. Carl Perkins, Greg Allman, Appleseed Cast, Brownie McGee and Sonny Terry, Donovan, Dreamin', MLK, The Dirt Band, Webb Pierce, Allman Brothers. I'm waiting for somebody to make an offer on that. That's their first two albums. Okay, Greg's out on Michael Jackson, so going twice, going three times. Fred has that for 70, and final call on St. Elmo's Fire. Trey has that for $30. And don't forget about John Lennon Imagine. What's the bid on Heavenly? It did not get a bid. It's now a buy it now. If anybody wants it, it's $24.99. Japanese pressing of Heavenly Bodies. Has the insert with it, near mint. No one bid on that, so it's a buy it now. Bill Fratsky is at 32 on St. Elmo's Fire. Trey, you're now out. Let me grab a new crate. I'll have to readjust the cart perfectly. I'm going to lay those right there where we can still get to them. It looks like Jeannie Pinnell wants the Heavenly Bodies. Let me walk around here and find another crate. What's in this one? Oh, that looks like some good stuff. There's crates everywhere. We don't even have to have new arrivals. This stuff looks new to me. It's when was these priced? Back in August? That feels like forever ago. Okay, St. Elmo's 32. Jeannie Pinnell said she'll take the Heavenly Bodies. That's $24.99. That was like a library crate of records. I like those spoken words. I'll tell y'all what I was listening to last night because I was curious what it sounded like. If y'all remember that crate I just showed, it had 3 Lee Harvey Oswald records in it. And I was like, I wonder if this is what... I knew he had done an interview. He had done an interview down in New Orleans, in Louisiana, 3 months before he assassinated the president. And that's what those recordings are. And one of them's weird. One of them, the guy is like overdubbing it like he's actually the guy interviewing them. And then the other 2 are complete uncut, recordings from that radio interview he did. So that's what I was listening to last night. I heard way too much Lee Harvey Oswald. They're kind of eerie because you can tell he's crazy. But, talking about Cuba and everything. Okay, Trey Mendenhall is at 35 on St. Elmo's Fire. Or maybe not talking about Cuba, maybe talking about Marxism or whatever he was fired up about. Trey Mendenhall is at 35 on St. Elmo's Fire. And this is sold to Fred Wink at $70. Michael Jackson, sold for $70. Yeah, they're kind of weird. But yeah, he did that interview. It was like in August of '63 there in New Orleans. And then he moved to Dallas and got that job at the book depository. Kind of sketchy, if you ask me. All right. Final call. Trey Mendenhall has St. Elmo's Fire for $35. Let's do another Japanese record. Is this sealed too? Oh my gosh. Miles Davis in Tokyo. Miles Davis in Tokyo. Miles Davis live in concert. Jonathan, yes, you did get, you got the Coltrane. You got the Coltrane. Miles Davis in Tokyo. Miles in Tokyo. Another sealed Miles Davis. $65 start on that. $65 start on that. That's weird. My phone has the comment from Jonathan, but it hadn't popped up here on the monitor yet. I've never seen that happen before. Okay, let's go through this crate. Joe Cocker, Mad Dogs and Englishmen. That's a VG copy for $14.99. $14.99. The Partridge Family, a VG copy for $7.99. VG Partridge Family. The Doors, another soft parade. We had one last night. Here's another one. A VG copy for $14.99. Steely Dan, Asia. This has some pretty significant cover damage. It's torn here on the back. $24.99. $24.99. This is an what matrix? This is just a matrix. There is a better version out there. This is no condition notes on the vinyl. That was very clean vinyl. Just has some cover damage. Wow, that's very nice actually. $24.99 on that. What's the year on the Miles Davis show? The year, dates recorded at location, or dates recorded in location. July 14th, 1964. 1964. $65 start on that. And let's go ahead and sell Trey Mendenhall St. Elmo's Fire. That's sold to Trey for $35. $65 start on the sealed Miles Davis, 1964. Let's pull out another record over here. Wham! That's always popular. Music from the Edge of Heaven. This is an absolute pristine copy of Wham! Music from the Edge of Heaven. $55 start on that. Jonathan Bodine is in on the Miles Davis at $65. Francis Drennan wants the Partridge Family. Sell that to Francis Drennan. Partridge Family is sold. Jimmy Buffett, One Particular Harbor, a VG Plus, $14.99. Neil Young, Harvest, VG Plus, $24.99, and includes the original lyric insert. $24.99 on that. Foreigner, Double Vision. Foreigner is a VG copy, $9.99. Looks like we're in a bin of check condition stuff here. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, self-titled, a VG copy for $9.99. And Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, VG Plus, $24.99. Humble Pie Smokin' is a VG copy for $9.99. And Jefferson Airplane Bark. Jefferson Airplane Bark in the original brown bag that it came in. A VG copy on the vinyl, $19.99. Beach Boys Endless Summer is a VG Plus, $14.99. And Patsy Cline Showcase in shrink wrap, original Decca pressing, VG Plus vinyl, $19.99. Yes, Trey, you got St. Elmo's for $35. Jake said he would give $20 for Neil Young Harvest. Sell that to Jake for $20. Francis Drennan wants Foreigner Double Vision. We're going to sell that to Francis. Looking for a $55 start on Wham. About to pull that. And final call on the sealed Miles Davis in Tokyo Japanese pressing with Obi and Hop Sticker. That is $65 to Jonathan, going twice, going 3 times. Jonathan also wants Patsy Cline. Sold. Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits is a VG copy. This is an MCA reissue. VG has some corner damage down here. Just $14.99 on that. Highly requested. ZZ Top Fandango. VG copy of that. $14.99. And the Eagles Hotel California. This is a VG Plus. $24.99. And let me kind of show y'all what a VG Plus record looks like. So when you listen to this, you know, if you're worried about condition of these, I mean, you know, it's just got definitely nothing you can feel, so it's not going to skip or jump on you, and it's just going to have some light noise. I mean, it's going to sound like a lightly used record. That's a good way to put VG Plus, a lightly used record. VG is just going to have a little bit more noise and maybe an occasional pop, but you know, that's not going to sound horrible. It's not like you're going to put it on and it sounds like there's a war going on. That's not going to happen. Steve Botsford takes ZZ Top. And Alice Lowry takes the Eagles. And like I said, if you're kind of watching for the first time, we do, you know, satisfaction guaranteed. We have a very low return rate, like it's less than 1%. We calculated it not too long ago. We rarely have returns, but you know, if you're unhappy with something, you can return it. We guarantee everything. So but check condition stuff, we don't like to return because we kind of let people know, okay, this is check condition, so you might want to check and be aware that it's a check condition record before you buy it. Miles Davis is sold to Jonathan Bodine for $65. If anybody wants to buy Wham, $55. First come, first serve. You can buy that right now. Let me pull out 2 new Japanese pressings. Let's do a Stevie Wonder soundtrack and a Beatles. Stevie Wonder, Woman in Red, he did the soundtrack for that record. That is a Japanese pressing with Obi for a $25 start. Stevie Wonder, Woman in Red, very cool Obi. Has Stevie on it. It's a big Obi. $25 start. And the Beatles, 20 Greatest Hits. I finally found one with a nice cover. I was telling y'all these white covers are hard to find from Japan. And we're going to start this one for $45. The Beatles, 20 Greatest Hits, $45 start on that. Very nice. Very nice. Jerry Lee Lewis, the golden cream of the country, in shrink wrap, $9.99. The Four Seasons, Gold Vault of Hits, $9.99. Toto, that's their self-titled album. No condition notes on the vinyl on that. It is about a VG Plus cover. Yeah, very nice vinyl on that one. $17.99 for Toto. Dancing Jazz, Turk Murphy's Jazz Band, $9.99. Boy, that's an early... Let's check out the label on that. This is an early Columbia record. Yeah, 6i Columbia. That is $9.99. Troy Robinson's at $25 on Stevie Wonder. Thank you, Troy. Bob's at $10 on the Beach Boys. Endless Summer. Sold. Sell that to Bob for $10. Jeff McIntosh wants Toto. Jeff McIntosh wants Toto. And Jeremy Walker said Four Seasons for $5. Whew. Half off starts to hurt me, Jeremy. I'm going to go ahead and do that, though, because I feel like we've probably got about 250,000 of those somewhere. Sell that to Jeremy for $5. And Jonathan Bodine wants the Dancing Jazz. Sell that to Jonathan Bodine. Okay, the Beatles is up for bid. That's the 20 greatest hits of the Beatles. I bet if I read the tracks, odds are we'll get a bid. Let me show you the vinyl. It's pristine. That's a lot. You don't have to do a lot of flipping. Look at all the lines in it. That's kind of weird to see that. It's rare they condense that much music on one disc. So we have She Loves You, Love Me Do, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Can't Buy Me Love, A Hard Day's Night, I Feel Fine, 8 Days a Week, Ticket to Ride, Help, Yesterday, We Can Work It Out, Paperback Writer. That's side one. Side two, Penny Lane, All You Need Is Love, Hello Goodbye, Hey Jude, Get Back, Come Together, Let It Be, The Long and Winding Road. Have y'all, surely everybody, we got 118 people watching. I hope that everybody has heard those songs at least once. $45 start, and it includes an insert with it. You don't have to do a lot of flipping on that one. Some people may like that. $45 start on that. Pristine copy. Okay, and then Troy Robinson has a $25 bid on Stevie Wonder. That's going once, going twice. Stevie Wonder, A Woman in Red. Jeremy Walker's in on the Beatles at $45. Thank you. Usually the track listing on these Beatles records always sells them because everybody's like, dang, those are a bunch of good songs. Randy Scarborough said he would give $14.99 for Asia. Randy, that one has a damaged cover. I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. Randy Scarborough gets Asia for $14.99. Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, incredible, $9.99. The Source, Jackie McLean and Dexter Gordon, $19.99. The Lonely Bull, Herb Albert, $19.99. Down Homeboy, the Jerry Williams. Well, what's going on there? It looks like a moon pie covered in a maple syrup. $14.99. I've never tried that before. I don't need to try it. Oak Ridge Boys, Bobby Sue, $9.99. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Every time I'm showing an Elton John album, wow, Seth's bringing in a dozen donuts. Anytime I show an Elton John record, I'm going to remind everybody he is playing Sunday night in Nashville. Maybe word to get out, I'm promoting his show and he'll give me a cut of it. I'd like to have 10% of the revenue that thing's bringing in Sunday night, including beverages, food, alcohol, concert, merchandise. The Best of Country Music. The Best of Country Music. $14.99. Lynn Anderson, Johnny Paycheck, Charlie McClain, and Willie Nelson. The Best of Newport and New York. 1972. $14.99. And Jane Fonda. Primetime Workout with Jane Fonda. That is $14.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Stevie Wonder to Troy Robinson for $25. Only one bidder on that. The Beatles has a lot of interested parties. Let's do 45, 45, 45, 46, 47, 50, 48, 48, and 50. Fred Wink is in first at 50 on the Beatles. Everybody else is out. Troy Robinson, you're also out. The Source, Dexter Gordon off for $14 from Chip Quarles. That was right here. You got it. Sell that to Chip Quarles for $14. You forgot parking fees. That's true. I thought about this. They say a lot of people don't think about how much those T-shirts bring in, but how much does a T-shirt cost at a concert? $40. When the Rolling Stones played Nissan Stadium, I seen about everybody there. Me and Seth waited in the merchandise line for like an hour and a half. They're selling 20, 30,000 T-shirts. Maybe not that many, but let's say they sell 10,000. 10,000 T-shirts at $40 a pop? Oh my gosh. Leslie Holt wants Jane Fonda for $9.99. Leslie, you got it. I need to listen to that. I need a Jane Fonda exercise. I need that. $50. Fred has this. Troy, you're out. And Troy, if you can't see Fred's bid, that's because he's bidding on YouTube. It's on the screen, but it won't be on your Facebook chat. So anybody, let me know if you're in or out. Fred has that for $50, going once, going twice. And how much was the Best of Country? David, that was $14.99. Also, Johnny Cash is on here, and Charlie Rich, and Johnny Rodriguez, and Marty Robbins, and George Jones. That's not everybody that's on that. So that is $14.99. $14.99. Joe, Elton John was $19.99. Shirts were $45, hoodie was $80, and sweatpants at $100. Yeah, so think about that. Yeah, they sell. Imagine if they can sell 5,000 hoodies. That's not maybe even one show, just maybe over 2 or 3 shows. That's a lot of cash. I know they don't cost them $80. JFK, 1999. The Complete Tom Paxton, recorded live, 1999. Sal Natisco, Buddy Rich, Kenny Barron, and Sonny Fortune, 14.99. And Eric Clapton, Slow Hand, 29.99. Eric Clapton, Slow Hand. Troy, no condition notes on the country. No, it's actually in shrink wrap. Yeah, it's in shrink wrap. It's a very nice copy. Did you see my Oak Ridge Boys? I did not pull that. Oak Ridge Boys sold to Tim Holloway. Thank you for catching that. Troy, while I have you on, you missed it earlier. These were behind the counter. These were something we sold you a long time ago, and I think we made a deal and we didn't catch the price. We have Tina Turner. We had your name on these. Tina Turner, and Tina Turner. And they were priced $39.99. That one's sealed. $19.99. The other one's $29.99. Was that something that you didn't want, or was that something we forgot to key in for you? And if so, do you remember how much or what we did? Because those have been behind the counter for like a month. Troy's in at Beatles 52. David Cox said he sold on the country. $50 for Elton John shirts. There you go. Well, he can get that just like everybody else. Van Halen, Fair Warning. Wow, $44.99. Has the original inner sleeve. Very nice copy. Van Halen, Fair Warning. Where did that come from? $44.99. Mary Lou Williams in London. $19.99 for Mary Lou Williams. Chet Atkins Workshop. $14.99 for Chet Atkins Workshop. Waylon Jennings, Lonesome Henri and Mean. A 1973 orange RCA label in shrink wrap. This is a top copy. $74.99. Waylon Jennings. Heart. That is Greatest Hits and Live. Greatest Hits and Live. $29.99. Jeremy's out on the Beatles. Fred is back in at 53. The New Celtics Pride. Hey, there's Larry Bird. The Beginning of a New Era. $19.99. New Celtics Pride. The Everly Brothers, VG $9.99, and KGB. The KGB is Mike Bloomfield, Gary Goldberg, Carmine Apiece, I finally got it right, Rick Gretsch, and Ray Kennedy, VG Plus $9.99. It was going to be like a Tina bundle, like 55 or something. Hey, if that works for you, I'm going to sell them to you, because at this point I have no idea. Sell those 3 Tina Turners for $55. Troy, that sounds about right to me. I mean, one of them was marked 40 and 30, and the other one was 15, so that sounds about right. Tim Holloway wants Heart. That was Greatest Hits and Live. And the Beatles is now at $53. And Troy, by the way, you're out on that. Fred has it for $53. Let me grab a new auction. We're bidding on the Beatles' Greatest Hits. We sold one of these last night. Let's pull up. Is this another sealed Miles Davis? No, that one's opened. Let's do this Sonny Rollins, though, first. Okay, this one, we did a buy now on this last night. I've got another one. Just $24.99. Stevie Wonder in Square Circle. If anybody wants it, $24.99. It has the Obi. It's near mint. Has the Japanese insert. Just $24.99 on that. Next auction is Sonny Rollins on Impulse. That's the name of the album. It's on the Impulse label. MCA reissue. Jazz, of course, Gatefold, Obi, near mint, $45 start. $45 start on Sonny Rollins. Jonathan Bodine said he would give 7 for the Everly Brothers. That was somewhere right in here. Can't believe Van Halen's still in there. What happened to the Everly Brothers? Right here. Sell that to Jonathan Bodine for 7. Troy Robinson's out on the Beatles. So Fred, you've got the Beatles for 53. Going twice, going 3 times. Sell Taylor Black, Stevie Wonder for $24.99. Jake, I'm going to counter your offer. I think it's the first offer I've countered tonight. I'll take 15 for the Celtics. That's 25% off. Pretty cool record. I feel like if I just displayed that somewhere out here in the store, like laid it on a shelf, somebody would buy that for 20. Just because it has Larry Bird on it. How much for Van Halen? $44.99. Nice jacket, very nice jacket. Near mint vinyl. It is a club pressing, Columbia House, $44.99. Jake said he will take the Celtics for 15. All right, let's go ahead and sell the Beatles to Fred for $53. Fred Wink got the Beatles for $53. And Sonny Rollins Sonny Rollins, I'm looking for a $45 start on that. Sonny Rollins on Impulse. I listened to a jazz record last night. George Somers, I don't know if you're watching, but I listened to that Henry Franklin record. I listened to that last night. It's very good. I don't listen to a lot of jazz, but if we get in like a $500 jazz album that's never been reissued, or reissues are even expensive, I'm like, yeah, I better listen to this. How often am I going to get a chance to listen to this rare jazz album? So I listen to it. Do I have any other NBA records? I don't think there was any in that other crate, so I don't think so. But this collection here, I'm not for sure. So, or any other NFL teams. No, we had that last crate, but I think everybody's bought all the NBA and NFL stuff. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Japanese apple pressing. Let's take a look at this. I mean, this was an album that was intended, you know, when you put this on, it was a musical experience. They just don't make stuff like this anymore, right? I mean, you put it on, beginning to end, it's a story. It has the original inner sleeve and the vinyl's near mint. This would be a nice copy to have. I mean, look at that. Very nice. It even has some kind of, looks like a sunflower sticker on the label. Day in the Life, with a little help from my friends. Lovely Rita. Don't get me started. $55 start on that. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. $55 start on that. Jonathan Bodine is at $45 on Sonny Rollins, going twice, going 3 times. Alice Lowry said she would give $16 for Elton John. Sold. Fantastic record. Fantastic record. I know the Henry Franklin is very good. It should be $250. It could be $250. I don't know if it should be. It could be. Let me do some strong market research on that one, George, and I will let you know. We Discogs that about 3 months ago. I doubt if much has changed, but I will let you know. Waylon for $30. I can't quite do that. I don't think this one's too easy to get. Man. Let me think on that, Luke. Let me just set that aside. I've already showed KGB. Al Stewart, Time Passages, VG Plus, $9.99. Venus and Mars, there's another Paul McCartney. This one's a VG Plus, $14.99. The Association Live is a VG Plus, $9.99. And Jackson Browne, Running on Empty, a VG copy for $7.99. It does have, look, the lyric booklet. That's worth $8 to read the lyrics of Running on Empty. VG copy on the vinyl, $7.99. Fred is at $55 on the Beatles. That's going once, going twice. Hey, let's go ahead and sell Sonny Rollins. Jonathan Bodine may be cornering the market tonight on our Japanese jazz records. We got some good ones. Let me pull another one out for you, Jonathan. I'll keep them coming. You just buckle up. Actually, I'm running low. I think I've only got 2 left in here. Let's bring out another Miles Davis. This is Miles in Berlin. Now, this one looks sealed, but it probably looks like somebody opened it. You know, I mean, it's Japanese quality. It's got shrink wrap, and it's pristine. $45 start on that. That's Miles Davis in Berlin. And before you ask, this show is from... I can't see it. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. $45 start, though. That's Miles Davis in Berlin. Okay, Fred's at $55 on Beatles. I can buy one right now on Discogs for $250 plus shipping. But is it as nice as mine? Kathy was first to Jackson Browne. Alice, you were second. Robert Johnson, the KGB. I hope Facebook isn't watching. They're going to be like, what's he talking about? The KGB is a VG Plus, $9.99. The Aerosmith pump I need to put back from last night. I need to get a grip. So Troy needs to put back his Aerosmith pump. Wrong record he was looking for. Taylor Black is at $45 on Miles Davis. Tom Ulanowski. Tom, you're lucky because I was about to sell that to Fred. Tom, you're in on the Beatles at $60. Luke, I would take $55 for this. It's a top copy. Fair warning, top copy, OG press in shrink wrap on Waylon Jennings. Robert Johnson said he is sold on the KGB. Facebook. Okay. REO Speedwagon High Infidelity, a VG copy for $9.99. Chubby Checker's Beach Party. Oh, Chubby Checker. His record is $9.99. VG quality. Kenny Rogers in the first edition, a VG copy for $9.99, and the classic Sting soundtrack, VG Plus, $14.99. The Sting, not the lead singer for The Police. The Moody Blues On the Threshold of a Dream, VG Plus, $9.99, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $9.99. We got a $45 bid on Miles Davis. We got a $60 bid on the Beatles. We sold KGB. Spencer off for $30 for Van Halen. My best price on Van Halen right now, let's see, 10% would be about $40. Let's go ahead and get it down to $37, Spencer. $37 on Van Halen. Nice copy. That's one of the few, probably 80s rock albums in general we have left in this store right now. Especially OGs from... We probably have some other Van Halens. I know there's some in some of these bins that are like VG, VG minus maybe. But this is a nice one. It is a club pressing, but, you know, we sell them pretty regularly. It's been stacked up over here in a crate. Not a lot of people's got to shop it here in the store. So, you know, it's been over here kind of hidden. 37 buys it. Fred's at 62 on the Beatles. Miles Davis is a live show from 1964. That's a live show from 1964. The Moody Blues In Search of Lost Chord, a VG copy from $9.99. Gary McFarlane and Company, Does the Sun Really Shine on the Moon? Does it? VG Plus, $14.99. Bob Dylan, Bringing It All Back Home. This is a VG copy for $34.99. It's a 1965 mono pressing, Pittman pressing. 1965 mono Pittman pressing, VG, $34.99. Dylan, Bob Dylan. Arthur the Album, VG Plus, $14.99. Ricky Skaggs, Love's Gonna Get Ya. That's a VG Plus for $9.99. And Kool and the Gang, Emergency, $14.99. No condition notes on that one. Where are we on the Beatles? Fred is at 62. Mr. Ulanowski, please let me know. Mr. Ulanowski, please let me know if you're in or out on the Beatles. Fred's at 62 on that. I have a sealed fair warning for you, Chad. That's good. I need a sealed fair warning. Miles Davis, 48. Miles Davis, 48. Miles Davis, 55. Miles Davis, 50. Miles Davis, 65. Let's see. Tracks on Kool and the Gang. Deborah, tracks are Emergency, Fresh, Misled, Cherish, Surrender, Bad Woman, and You Are the One. Let's see. Luke says he's going to pass on that. Did Spencer say he wanted Van Halen? I'm not for sure. And I'm putting Waylon Jennings back in the crate. Let's go back through that bin one more time. Miles Davis is at 65, and I'm doing the final call on the Beatles. Final call on the Beatles. Here's what's left. These are all buy it now, or I would love for you to make a fair offer. These hadn't been here too long, but, you know, we got about 1 billion records to sell, so there's more where this came from. Joe Cocker, Mad Dogs and Englishmen. The Doors, Soft Parade. Jimmy Buffett, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. Humble Pie Smokin'. Jefferson Airplane. Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits. Jerry Lee Lewis. Gary Puckett. The Lonely Bull. Jerry Williams Group. The Best of Newport, New York. JFK Memorial Album. The Complete Tom Paxton. Europa Jazz. Buddy Rich is on that one. Eric Clapton Slow Hand. Mary Lou Williamson. Chad Atkins Workshop. Fred Waylon 35. I've already had a $35 offer for that. I think I told him 55. Yeah, 55 is my price on that right now. Tracy said 10 on the Doors. Sold. Tracy McFadden, $10 on the Doors Soft Parade. VG copy of that. Let's go ahead and sell the Beatles. Sgt. Pepper's is sold. Sgt. Pepper's is sold to, it's Fred for 62. Fred Wink, You get the Sgt. Pepper's for $62. Here was the Aerosmith that was put back. It's the only copy I have on hand. It's new. It's sealed. Remaster of Aerosmith Pump. $36.99 if anybody wants that. Those are hot commodities. I have 10 more on the way. Next comment was Patsy Cline, price and condition. Patsy Cline was $14.99. It was a VG copy, and it's got some water damaged, Crazy, Walking After Midnight, you know, her hits. VG $14.99. Sherry Darnell wants the Jefferson Airplane. Sherry Darnell was first to claim Jefferson Airplane. Greg says, what Buffett and price? We have Jimmy Buffett, One Particular Harbor. It's a VG Plus vinyl. It does have a gold stamp promo. It's about a VG cover. Moderate shelf wear on it. You know, VG Plus vinyl. That looks pretty clean. Let's see. R.M. Lozelle said the Doors and Van Halen 45. Well, I've already sold the Doors for 10. I'm at 37 on Van Halen. So, RM, that deal's kind of void. But if you do want Van Halen, it's 37. That's probably my best price on that because I've already offered that to one person. Taylor Black wants Patsy. Let me make sure George Buchanan doesn't want it. If George passes, Taylor, that's yours. Brian Hummel, the Bob Dylan. The Bob Dylan was a Greatest Hits Volume 2. VG Plus vinyl, about a VG cover. Shelf wear, edge wear, ring wear. Not totally trash, though, on the cover. VG Plus vinyl. George passes on Patsy Cline, so give that to Taylor Black. And then Taylor also wants Jimmy Buffett. Somebody else asked about that, though. Who asked about Buffett? Greg Rogers. If Greg passes on Jimmy Buffett, then that goes to Taylor Black. What did I do with Buffett? Should be right up here. So if Greg passes on that, it goes to Taylor, so let me know, Greg. And price and condition on Clapton. Clapton is got a pretty decent cover. I'm still going to call it VG Plus. Vinyl is near mint, $29.99. Cocaine, Wonderful Tonight, Lay Down Sally. Great album. I know the first three really well. All right, R.M. Lozelle wants Van Halen for $37. Right up here. Sell that to R.M. Lozelle for $37. I never did hear back from Spencer on that. I guess he was passing. And we need to sell Miles Davis. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell this. I've kind of forgot about it as usual. Jonathan Bodine gets that for $65. $65. Fred says, more Japanese vinyl. I'm going to it right now. I kind of forgot about those. It seems like jazz and the Beatles are hot tonight, so I'm going to take a break from those. Just kidding. Let's do 2 Motown records. Well, let's do Motown and Madonna. I don't like that. That's 2 M's. Let's do Otis Redding and Madonna. No, let's do Otis and Motown. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. More Japanese final. Greg passed to Jimmy Buffett. Greg said he would give $22 on Clapton. Sold. Greg Preston, $22 on Clapton. Next, Japanese auctions. This is an Otis Redding 3 LP set. I don't know if this thing even came with an Obi because this is like the 3rd one we've had. Cannot get one with an Obi. But man, it's very, very, very popular because it's an awesome compilation. It's 3 LPs. They're pristine. Look at that. It's called 10 Years Gone, Otis Redding. This is called Respect. This disc is called Respect. Great Soul Ballads. And then this disc is called Unforgettable. Great stuff. It has all of its hits. You know, this right there, Sitting on Dock of the Bay. Everyone always looking for that one. There is all the lyrics for every song. There's the official Japanese insert. And then it's, I think, a trifold. Yeah. $45 start. $45 start on Otis Redding. That is a triple LP set. Near mint, complete with inserts. Just no Obi. Otis is $45. Very nice cover, too. This is really cool here. The History of Motown Sound. The History of Motown Sound, Volume 3. Volume 3. Let's see what's on volume 3, because I've never had this one. This is a $35 start. Wow, a lot of tracks. I Wish It Would Rain, that's the Temptations. Where's the artist at? There's Stevie Wonder. Let me just look off the disc. Let's see here. Yeah, Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, David Ruffin, Edwin Starr, 25 Miles, Too Busy Thinking About My Baby. So it's not necessarily later stuff. It's still some classic, you know, mid-late 60s and a few later tracks. Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, Shorty Long, Gladys Knight, More Temptations, Stevie Wonder, the Jackson 5, the Supremes. Classic Motown tracks. This one has the lyric insert with it. There's also lyrics on the gatefold, and it's pristine cover, near mint vinyl. There's Barry White. $35 start. $35 start on that. I've never seen Volume 3. So Otis and Motown Volume 3. Okay. We have 50 for Otis, 45 for Otis, 45, 55, 60, and 68. 68 with George Buchanan, and Fred's at 35 on Motown. I was recapping this crate. Everything is buy it now or best offer. Al Stewart, Time Passages. Paul McCartney, Venus and Mars. The Association Live. If you want prices, let me know. Or if you want to make an offer, if you already know the price, go right ahead. Todd Rundgren. I don't think I showed this one earlier. It's a VG copy for $9.99. There's another copy of Eric Clapton's Slow Hand. That's a VG for $14.99. REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity, Chubby Checker Beach Party, Kenny Rogers in the first edition, the Sting soundtrack, Moody Blues, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Moody Blues in Search of Lost Chord, Gary McFarlane and Company, Bob Dylan, Bringing It All Back Home, Arthur, the album, Ricky Skaggs, Kool and the Gang, and Waylon Jennings. Waylon Jennings. All right, back up to the top. Fred was at 35 on Motown. Fred is at 62 on Otis. We already have a $68 bid on Otis. George Buchanan's at 68 on Otis Redding. And Taylor Black said he would give $10 for the Clapton Slow Hand, the VG copy. Let's sell that to Taylor for $10. Clapton Slow Hand. $10. Anybody else? Anything in here? Going once, going twice before I grab a new crate. I'm going to grab a new crate. I may recap new vinyl really quick, just half of a crate. Or no, I'll do that when we come back. But we're going to pause at 9:30. We are going to pause at 9:30 and come back at 10. So we've got about 15 minutes left here. Fred's out on Otis, so George Buchanan, you have that for 68. That's going twice, going 3 times. Fred, you've got Motown for 35. That's going twice, going 3 times. Let me go ahead and grab a new crate. And where are we at over here? Let's see here. Let me see which crate I want to go through next. This one looks interesting. Yep, well, it was the next in the stack. Let's just go ahead and grab it. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's sell this to Fred for $35. And let's sell George Otis for $68. I think we can squeeze in 2 more auctions in the next 13 minutes. I'm going to say bid fast. I'm going to sell them fast. We've got a Wilson Pickett, and let's go ahead and do, we've done Sgt. Pepper's. We might as well go ahead and do another gem from the Beatles catalog, and y'all probably can guess what that one is. Well, it's going to be one of several. Wilson Pickett. Here's the first one, though. The Sound of Wilson Pickett. This is a white label promo. White label promo copy from Atlantic. Japanese press with Obi. Very nice. Very nice. Just a $35 start. The Sound of Wilson Pickett. Japanese press with Obi, and it's a white label promo on the Atlantic label. Very unique. And we have Abbey Road. This is a top copy. Very nice vinyl. let's go ahead and take a peek at it. This is a very nice copy of Abbey Road. $55 start on that. There is the black inner sleeve that originally came with it. And there's the insert. It does have a tear in it. With lyrics. And cover's really nice. It's got, you know, just very... It really don't have much wear at all. $55 start on that. If you want to get in on that, I recommend doing it very quickly. That's a nice copy. These copy, Abbey Road, you know, well, anything Japanese that's quiet. Whoop, I dropped the insert, Tanner. It fell between the... Let's not forget to get that. You know, this is like a lot of Beatles songs. Some of them's quiet. And Japanese pressings, I think, are for the money. Great to have because stuff like, you know, Here Comes the Sun. You don't want a lot of noise when you're listening to that. That's a really nice copy. And then we just got a bid on Wilson Pickett for $35. Are you going to do a putback bin tonight? We've already did one. I may can do another one during part 2. Or we'll go back through that one. Okay, same thing on this. Let's go through this until we pause here in a minute. Razzie Bailey is sealed. These are all buy it now. Best offer, $24.99. George Jones, Too Wild, Too Long. That's in shrink wrap with hype sticker, $9.99. Bob Dylan, Modern Times, $49.99. Bob Dylan, Modern Times, $49.99. That's from 2006. Frampton Comes Alive, $27.99. Willie Nelson, Longhorn Jamboree, Willie Nelson and Friends, $24.99. The Sounds of 76. That's like a bicentennial, you know, type deal. Sealed, $19.99. JFK Memorial Album, $19.99. A Star Is Born, Judy Garland, $9.99. U2, The Unforgettable Fire, U.S. Press, $34.99. 12-inch single from Huey Lewis and the News, The Power of Love, $19.99. Fleetwood Mac self-titled, nice copy, $34.99. And Elvis in Concert, $19.99. All right, so the Japanese pressing of Abbey Road, we had 55.55, and then Wilson Pickett, Japanese white label promo, also near mint. We had 35, 37, 38. So 38, Wayne Heats at 38 on Wilson Pickett, going once, going twice. Fred was in first at the Beatles, Taylor. He was in first, so he has that for 55, going once, going twice to him. Taylor Black was first to George Jones. We're going to pull that for Taylor Black right here. George is out on Wilson Pickett, so that's going twice, going 3 times to Wayne Heat. And Alice Lowry wants Judy Garland. Judy Garland was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, if that rings a bell with you. Taylor Black is in on Abbey Road at 56. Brian Auger's Oblivion Express, $14.99. Tom Ulanowski is in on the Beatles at 60. The New Cactus Band, Son of Cactus, $19.99. The Moody Blues 7th Sojourn, $14.99. And Golden Goodies, Golden Goodies, Volume 15 on the Roulette label, $12.99. Barbra Streisand's Greatest Hits, Volume 2, $9.99. And The Kings Are Here. The Kings is $19.99. Let's go ahead and sell Wilson Pickett to Wayne Heat. Great deal on that. $38 to Wayne Heat. And the last one standing is Abbey Road. Japanese pressing of that. Very nice. Fred's at $62. We got a bid. Bidders are Tom Ulanowski, Taylor Black, and Fred Wink. If you're just hopping on, we're going through a crate of Buy It Now Best Offer. We're going to pause here at 9:30 Central Time, and then we'll be back at 10 to keep doing this same thing. I'm going to go find some more bins. We got lots of great records. I mean, we just keep going through them, Mr. T, Conway Twitty, $9.99. This was Spy in the House of Love. That's a 12-inch single from 1988. $14.99, 12-inch single. Ricky Skaggs, Waiting for the Sun to Shine, with hype sticker, $14.99. The Best of Newport in New York, $14.99. That's in shrink wrap. Hoyt Axton, Snowblind Friend, $9.99. Airport Soundtrack. Airport Soundtrack is $19.99. Marvin Hamlish, The Entertainer. That's the same guy who did the music for the Sting soundtrack. $9.99. Golden Goodies Volume 1. Wow, Volume 1. I've always seen like Volume 18 or 7 or there's Volume 1. $12.99. Kathy wants Conway Twitty, Mr. T. Final call on the Beatles. Mr. Tom Ulanowski, please let me know if you're in or out. He said, I'm in. That was fast. He's at $64. So Tom is in at $64. Fred, now you're back out. That's to Tom at $64. Army of Lovers, Crucified and Ride the Bullet. This is a 12-inch single, $12.99. Army of Lovers. 12-inch single from Montel Jordan. Get It On Tonight from Def Jam, $14.99. Promo copy. Shakedown Street. Wow, a Grateful Dead album, $64.99. Grateful Dead, Shakedown Street. Arista label. It has the original Arista inner sleeve, colored inner sleeve. It's about a VG Plus cover. A little bit of corner wear. Corner wear has some damage right there. I'm going to leave that out. I know somebody's going to make an offer on that or maybe even buy it. Genesis Invisible Touch. Really nice copy. $19.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors. So we got Rumors and Self-Titled in the same bin. This one's been ultrasonically cleaned. It's a repress, but it is near mint. Jared McLaughlin, first on Hoyt Axton. Hoyt Axton, that was right back here. Sell that to Jared McLaughlin. Taylor Black said he would give $50 for Shakedown Street. Sold. Taylor Black. Tom Ulanowski's back in on the Beatles at $68. So our last auction of part 1 is up for bid. The Beatles Abbey Road. Tom is at $68 on that. $68. Airport, Golden Otis. The Grateful Dead didn't last long, did it? Elton John, Caribou. Hadn't seen that one in a while. $19.99. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. The BICTH is back. Is on that one. Don't know if there's any kids watching. I hope not. Rita Coolidge, Anytime, Anywhere. $9.99. And the JFK. How many JFK albums we've had tonight? 7. Here is the presidential year, 60 to 63, 1999. Tom is in on the Beatles at 68. Fred is out. Final call. Really nice copy of Abbey Road Japanese pressing. A landmark in music. $8 for an Army of Lovers. Well, I guess you could say that about most Beatles albums. Boontar said $8 for an Army of Lovers. Sure, sell that to Boontar Jones for $8. $8. There's a lot of stuff that's landmarks in music, like this one right here. David Bowie, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. This is a VG minus. A VG minus for $14.99. It is an orange label. This was a well-loved record. Well, actually, I don't know if they loved it or hated it, the way they treated it, but it's still playable, and it's an OG. $14.99 for that. Let's Do Deck, Say No More. That is a VG Plus $12.99. And the Commodore's all the greatest hits. This is a Commodore's best hits. VG Plus $9.99. Lady, Brick House, 3 Times a Lady. Classic Commodores. Arm Lazelle wants to David Bowie. Let's go ahead and sell Tom Ulanowski the Beatles for $68. Tom, you get the Beatles for $68. Arm Lazelle got the David Bowie. Jethro Tull, Song from the Wood, is a VG copy for $9.99. And we're going to stop right here with Bobby Brown, Humping Around. Hope there's no kids watching. VG Plus $9.99. My kid always watches, but you do come close to language that she hears around the house. Yeah, I guess I get what you say. Sometimes I'm like, well, I've heard that enough in my life, but there may be kids watching. Some people stream this to their TV in their living room, and there's like the whole family's in there. So I could be watching when I'm showing Bobby Brown records. That is a VG Plus $9.99. What's so special about the Japanese Abbey Road? It's Japanese. That's what makes it special. Price and condition on YouTube. It is $34.99. It is a really clean copy. It's a U.S. press. It has the original inner sleeve. $34.99. Really nice copy. Cover, it's a VG Plus or better. So just anything Japanese in general is nice quality. If you see a Japanese pressing, they're just better, or they're good. There's a lot of cuts of Abbey Road that sounds great though. The new remasters, the Mofi, you know, there's pros and cons. The best sounding one is the true UK pressing. The true first UK pressing, Near Men, is I think the best cut of it, but they're very expensive. Grant Peltzer wants the Commodores for $7. So, yeah, I mean, that's why we kind of showcase this Japanese stuff. It's just good quality. So, but yeah, any of the remasters, they sound good. And, you know, we'll stop right here. I said we was going to stop with Bobby Brown. This is a 1964 mono press, a VG copy, 2i, $29.99. When we come back, I'll go back through this crate because I know there's probably some people wanting to see some stuff again and make offers. We're going to pause there before we get sidetracked with something else, and then it ends up being like 9:35. We'll be back live here on Facebook and YouTube again in 30 minutes, and we'll keep selling records. We have another crate. We have more Japanese stuff to sell. I got the stuff from the last couple weeks that we're still reducing and trying to get it sold. And we've got vintage stuff. We'll keep going through it and keep going through it. Thanks for watching. Hope you come back in 30 minutes. If you're not, you can also come back Friday. We're having another sale Friday at 7 o'clock. That's tomorrow, and that will be the last sale of the week. I hope to see you back, though, in 30 minutes.